I believe you're all alive now. So, no one has, since no one has heard anything up until this point, I shall not sentence anyone to repeating themselves. Know simply that some days, I was so happy. I was so pleased that I was actually finally going to get in and play this, and it was going to work, and it was going to be okay. But you know, life. Okay. Yeah. Rather than sentencing anyone to anything else, I was wondering, if perhaps what we might do, if folks would be okay with this, is just if we can possibly just would it be okay to go back over the recap at all? Would
Yeah,
that be
absolutely.
Okay. Let's do that. And I'm going to try very hard not to have a nervous breakdown during the interim.
Good plan. I will start back. So yeah, during the last episode, or actually, yeah, the last episode was basically the action phase of a mission against Daydream Corporation, specifically against Destiny, which is the huge arcology that they built that spreads way out into Lake Michigan. It went remarkably well, and things were learned. So both during the mission and immediately after the mission. For example, Valkyrie discovered the name of the company that the kill team that was coming after John just kind of out of the blue worked for, and that was Infinity Logistics. And then also Valkyrie, because you were just living in the residential database.
So much math.
You pulled a lot of data out of that. And so anyone else have any highlights from the last mission they want to point out before we jump into this one?
I believe there was a hole blown in the structure.
Indeed, there was.
I like pointing out explosions.
Yes,
so.
Although technically, no, there was one hole that was blown into the structure and another one that was sliced into the structure, because John finally got to use his monofilament whip. And one thing that you did discover is, once again, much like your first mission, your team, for all intents and purposes, moved in and out like ghosts. Mm-hmm. But Daydream right now is particularly angry at the guys that came after John. So they know something happened, but they don't know that it was you. They aren't aware that it was in the mainframe area. And to the best of their knowledge, it was entirely instigated by the people with the guns, which is a safe assumption, in my opinion. And so all the chatter that you're seeing on this is that Daydream is after those guys somehow.
Also, Chaz screwed up and lost his premium condo.
That's true. Chaz Calloway, son of the CEO, was
the CEO's son got it taken away because he couldn't hang on to his toys.
He screwed up. It was something a few months ago that he screwed up bad, and might also explain why Amy is no longer his assistant.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm out of here.
She deserves better.
This is too much work for a loser.
He's too capable.
I'm done. I'm gonna skyrocket.
Yeah, and she did.
And Bob no longer works for ABBA. We'll throw that out there now.
I think you're right.
What a good sentence.
And it was a temporary gig anyway, right?
Yeah.
All right. So unless anyone has anything else to bring up, I will figure out which. Let's see.
Just Infinity Logistics. Yep. I feel as though that's a thing we're going to have to worry about.
It may well be. So
also, incidentally,
yeah,
I have decided what I'm going to purchase for XP purposes.
Yes.
And I think basically what it means is that you enjoy looking up these rules, don't you?
Of course.
Yes, excellent. Good, because I think the thing I'm taking is now going to allow me to fight as a group.
Oh, you're doing mil specs?
Yeah.
Not a problem.
All right.
Okay. So for those of you at home, the killer has chosen mil specs, which means that from now on, whenever he rolls the mix it up, which is the do violence to others move, he fights as a small gang. And there are rules for that, and it does have some mechanical impact, but almost nothing is better than just stating, I fight as a small gang.
I haven't even read how that works, but I just wanted it for that purpose.
Yeah, but I will tell you, it works pretty much like you think it does. So it's
oh, good.
And when we get to that point, it's a matter of scale. And when we get to that point, I will let you know what advantages you have when you get to that. So let's see. Normally, you are approached for jobs, but because all of you have your ears open as far as this kind of stuff goes, and at least two of you, and by that I mean Valkyrie and Mouse, are definitely paying attention to what's happening over at Daydream. I already mentioned that Daydream is trying to figure out what happened that night. And they have, Valkyrie, you saw these guys on the security cameras, which means Daydream saw them on the security cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done some research of their own, apparently, and they are looking for someone to help them exact revenge for nearly screwing up their charity gala.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny. Before we jump into that, Valkyrie, if John was willing, Valkyrie would want to kind of just like do a quick scan over of him, just try to figure out how, because it wasn't just they knew where he was, they were able to very much track where he was.
You have because you have the equipment for that. So at first you find nothing unusual. Nothing that, because you've done scans of John before. You're familiar with his makeup, and you didn't find. You found nothing different in his hardware. Okay. However, there is this sort of network of firmware that enhances his brain for all intents and purposes. And you do notice that the firmware, actually, this is easy. You know what size each firmware package was? One of them is significantly bigger, as it looks exactly like it does when you get an update.
Yep. Okay. I probably can't do anything about that without like screwing up John.
Yeah, that's kind of the it's a blessing and a curse with the way that you're constructed, John. It's very difficult for people to screw with, but it's also very difficult for people to do anything with, even if you want them to.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just gonna still kind of relay that definitely to John and the other two as well. Just that there's some sort of tracking that presumably Infinity is able to do on John, and it's not anything I can fix, at least right now.
Oh. I'm going to have to go and see them then. I think that's probably the best way to deal with this.
They could probably take care of it. Yeah. Does Infinity Logistics mean anything to you, John?
Does it?
No, this is the first you've heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
this is the first you
I'm
are
aware of.
aware of hearing of them.
Yeah.
What about, what
I
about
have to be
I'm aware of.
specific with
Myrmidon?
time.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Project Myrmidon, either?
That sounds familiar, but it sounds like... Yeah, it sounds like something you've forgotten.
Okay. That sounds... I feel as though I've heard that before, perhaps. But it's not in my memory.
Okay.
That's strange.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure Infinity is the ones who went after you, and they're connected to that project. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll figure out what's up with Infinity, and Daydream's looking for some help in fucking those guys up. So
Yes. I think that might be a good idea. We should definitely go to see them.
Valkyrie just slurps on her drink, really obnoxiously, the straw. And again, she's passed all of this info to all three of you, so you all know kind of all of that.
Got it. Yeah, it would actually be very easy to put yourselves in the way of the people who are looking to hire professionals for exactly this kind of job. And there's a number of ways you could do it. You could declare a contact. You can actually, you could use one of your existing contacts if you want to, however you want to work that. Let's see. But actually, I'm not even going to make you declare a contact for this one, because you know that someone that you've dealt with before definitely contracts with Daydream. And that person would be your friend in the back room of Black Noodles.
I was just gonna say the noodle guy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Before talking to that person whose name Dr. Park.
That's it.
Talk to the others and just say, Daydream's looking for some help. Or help's probably not the right word, but less than legal assistance. We'll go with that.
Okay. No, please. Okay.
Yes. I don't know why I'm laughing so much.
All right.
I love that.
That was amazing. Is that a giant thing of sweet tarts?
Yep.
That's incredible.
I've done.
My brother made. Still have it.
This is a terribly bad and selfish thing of me to say, but I actually feel a little better now.
Yeah. So just pitching that, hey, Daydream is in a position they're trying to go after the same guys we are. We can, do that and get paid for the process. Or we could go screw up somebody else. We've got options.
I'm sorry. My brain bled out of one ear for a moment. Who does Daydream wants us to mess up?
Presumably Daydream's trying to go after the Infinity logistics people they don't know it's Infinity, but
okay.
Going after the guys that went after you. So we were talking about doing, and then we can do that and get paid in the process.
So John is interested in doing that, but feel free again to if there are other things you want to sort out.
All right. Anyone else?
I don't think this moment got missed, but I did send another message to Chaz. But I wanted to.
Yes.
The 3 question marks. Yeah.
Well, yeah. After the 3 question marks, you were like, "Hey, I'm back in town. My dad's doing better." Yeah. So, okay. Here's what happens with that. Immediately upon sending that, you get the 3 pulsing dots for like 15 minutes, and then it stops.
Chaz. When I need you. Mouse is very disappointed in him. And is in their house, and you just Phyllis just hears a "damn it" from upstairs. Well, Phyllis is doing her thing. Just probably watching trivia or something.
Oh, sure.
So, Mouse is just kind of like, come on. Just kind of staring at their phone, just
willing him to answer you.
Like, the one time I need you.
He's almost as bad as Becky.
Oh, Becky.
Never forget. And then I guess the other thing I want to do is get Sam to see if he can do some more digging on Dreamware, and specifically, I want to know more about Amy because she's fascinating to me.
Okay.
I want to know more about her.
All right. Tell you what. Let's turn that into a hit the streets roll then, because this is new stuff.
New.
And hang on, let me get over here.
This is okay.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Good deal. Okay, so that. Okay. Do you need the list of stuff again?
Yes.
Okay, not a problem. Easy to do because I'll throw it in chat. So to recap what this does, basically you're looking for something from a contact. You've already established the contact, so you don't have to declare this one.
Yes.
And you will need to choose 2 from the list below in order to get what you're looking for from Sam. Although Sam is very grateful because you just did him, you repaid his kindness from the last one with a nice favor. So.
I was going groceries.
Yep.
It was a good time. All right.
So yeah, what it boils down to is you get what you want, but it comes with some form of complication.
Okay. Yeah, I think your request is going to take some time to. I think these are the same ones I picked last time because they make the most sense. Your request is going to take some time to put together, and your request needs you. I'll just do them another favor.
Got it.
I feel like this is kind of their relationship.
It kind of is.
You give me data.
And I agree. It totally fits. Take some extra time definitely fits with the nature of the information you're trying to get him to dig up anyway. So that's good. All right, remind me. I'm sorry, you said extra time in which one?
Extra time, and I do a favor.
Okay, got it. So yeah, exactly the same as last time. No problem. Okay, I'll make a note of that. And this is one of those where you'll owe him one, basically, and he'll get back to you with the specific favor in the not too distant future, maybe around the time that he actually presents you with the information.
Sounds good.
So that way he'll have some idea of how big a favor to ask you to return, because it depends on how difficult it is for him to dig this up.
Yep.
All right. So, also, Bill, someone tried to break into your car. Actually, let me rephrase that. Someone successfully broke into your car. They didn't get into any of the parts that you made the most difficult to reach. For example, anything where you have anything good.
Oh, good. So they didn't discover the autocannon that pops out.
For example, they did not do that. Yeah, they were. They managed to get into the actual operator part of the car, but they weren't able to open, like, the glove box or the trunk or anything, or any of the what I'm sure are multiple hidden compartments that you have in that thing.
Wow, who would try to break into a Toyota Corolla? The nerve of people.
Right?
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Were there any clues as to who did it?
There were not, but let me find this real quick. Well, actually, let's make this an assess roll.
Fantastic.
So you can really figure it out.
Where did all my windows go?
All right, so that's going to be edge and no forward on this one.
Apparently, roll 20 disappeared on me.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's great. Bill, let's get your character sheet back up. There we go.
Whoa, that is a really good roll. Okay, so that was a 14 on 2 6-sided dice. So, yeah. All right, so that gives you 3 hold. And I'll put the information up here. Basically, you get 1 question per hold that you can ask. And some of which you, some or all of which you may want to ask right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that.
Okay.
What do I notice despite an effort to conceal it?
A bug.
A bug?
A tracking and recording device.
Huh.
It's almost like they were trying to make it look like a failed burglary. Actually, nope. It's exactly like they were just trying to make it look like a failed burglary.
Oh.
I will say they hit it really well. It's like in the undercarriage, in a place where under normal circumstances, like during routine maintenance, you wouldn't have found it if you had not been specifically looking for wrong things.
Oh, okay. And, all right, so Bill is actually going to take some time, and he's going to snap a picture of the bug quietly and send it to Valkyrie.
Question marks back.
He's just going to text, got a bug in my car.
Text back like, huh, not native to the area.
No, not at all. So I guess my next question is, how can I avoid trouble with this new addition to my vehicle?
Yeah, so avoiding trouble in this case. So yeah, we'll assume that avoiding trouble in this case means yeah, I guess what is your goal? Do you want to disable it without them knowing it's disabled? Or actually, if that's never mind. If that's what your goal is, you need to find a way to feed it false data.
Yeah, so I want to be able to. I want to spoof it.
Yeah,
I
that's exactly it.
Okay. So, what would be the best way to spoof the device's location?
Okay, so it's hooked up to your car's computer. So it's actually, it looks a lot like the device. It's just a smaller version of the device that you guys already put in the mainframe over in Daydream. It's just basically siphoning data from your car's computer. With the equipment that you have on hand right now and with the personnel that you know, i.e. Valkyrie, you could do it a couple of different ways. But probably the best thing would be to just partition off a section of your car's computer and convince it that that is your car.
Huh.
And then set up some sort of routine where it's where it tells it kind of whatever you want it to.
Okay. So I think Bill will go ahead and do that. Partition his car's drive and try to isolate the bug to that specific section.
Yeah, no problem.
And then the other thing that he's going to do is he's probably going to start. He's gonna rig up his car to start basically playing back his YouTube videos, in which he's answering questions about other people, like about setting up cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Carmageddon.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's how to make your car look more badass. So yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, good start. I like that. So it's just on a loop. Just going through your playlist.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but only when the car is on and
right.
And such. Yeah.
Very cool. So Valkyrie, you recognize the device. It's a customization of a commercially available one. Someone's done some work to it to make it stealthier and to increase its range.
Okay. Where was Bill parked?
That's a good question. Where was Bill parked when this happened?
Bill's car was actually parked outside of Phyllis's. He had gone to visit Phyllis for tea and cookies.
Perfect. Okay.
I would assume in this cyberpunk dystopia that is not at all based on reality that there's probably street cameras somewhere
in
the arena that I might be able to
that's a
grab
really good idea. Tell you what, let's make that's going to be 2 rolls. Well, technically 3. It'll be the login followed by the console cowboy. And then once you're in, we'll do manipulate systems. Actually,
so it's sense to get in, mind for console cowboy, and mind again for manipulate system.
And actually, I said that wrong. It'll be compromised security. But compromised security will, because it is a security system. Yeah.
It's still, so it's synth and then 2 mind rolls.
That's exactly it. And let's see.
One day I'll learn how to play my character.
Well, same here. So no plus forward on this one.
Okay.
So just
Ouch, that is a
strength and
7
mind
to even
rolls.
get in. I think that gets in, but barely,
All
right?
right. Yeah, it does. It gets you in. You're in.
Okay.
So let's see. So that's what that was just the regular login.
Yep.
All right. Let me hit that just to make sure I know exactly. You can go ahead and make the other 2 rolls though,
Okay.
since you're in. And I'll look that up to make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Console Cowboy also a 7.
Okay.
And an 8 on the compromised security.
Okay. So let's see. I think the login might be. I think that's the one that actually you have to choose. Like you're in, but you have to choose a bad thing.
Oh yeah. Where's that list of bad stuff?
Yeah, I'll get it posted up too in a moment. And let me make sure you're in the right place. Here we go.
Okay.
Ah, found it. Yeah. Okay.
Where is that, by the way? Like, what document is that in, just so I can find it?
It's in the Matrix chapter, and it is.
Got it. Okay.
Page 158.
Excellent. Thank you.
But I will go ahead and post this in the chat just so you'll have it there too. That can't hurt.
Beautiful.
And that is going to be, but yeah, you have to choose. In this case, you only choose one though, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
and,
I'm gonna go for that passive trace because I've got +2 to mine.
Yeah,
so
you're
not gonna bother me at all, and I'm just gonna get right out of here. So
okay, and do me a favor though, and help me keep track of that trace just in case. But yeah, that's a good point. So this is the let's see. Honestly,
city
at this
security
point,
cameras.
Yeah, I don't think the city exists as an entity at this point. If you see what I mean, this is some sort of outsourced corporation that's running this, but it's none of the big 5 that you guys have been dealing with.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Console Cowboy was also a 7.
That was a 7, so I get 1 hold.
Okay, so you get an extra hold on that. And
then it was an 8 on the compromised security.
Right, and let me make sure I get the right information on that one for you, because that similarly you get 1 hold. Okay, so
which I really get 2 because of the new fancy thing I just took.
Oh, that's true, because you've compromised security. So just to make sure we have everything in the right boxes, though.
There's so much math.
I know. It's all the bookkeeping. You've got 2 holds specifically in the on the street cameras.
Yep.
And then you've got the potential for 1 more hold or something else within that realm for Console Cowboy. But as you may remember, that's a lot more open-ended. You can do other stuff with that if you need to. So
I'm gonna kind of hang on to that for a minute.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and move that hold over. So I've got 3 on the cameras.
Okay.
Just to make that easier, because again, this is kind of an in and out situation.
That's fine.
So yeah, I just want to look and see. Like I assume Bill parked his car and it was intact, and then when he left Phyllis's, is that when he noticed it?
Yeah.
Is that when you
Well, actually, okay. Bill got an alert that his car had been broken into.
Okay.
Because Bill has. Well, I mean, you can describe it, Anino, but yeah, as we discussed, Bill has at least 1, probably more, warning systems that let him know that someone's messing with his stuff.
Okay.
So it was probably like during the nerve.
So I'll just presuming Bill sends Valkyrie the alert details, they'll just.
Oh yeah, good point. Oh, you've got a timestamp and everything. That makes
I got a
perfect
timestamp
sense.
and everything.
Yeah.
So just kind of get like the half-hour segment, like 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after, and with like maybe the 2 or 3 cameras or whatever that are like would have his car.
So
if I could see who smashed up my friend's car.
Actually, yes. So basically, you've with the timestamp information gives you an easier period of time to scan through. So it's basically going to be 1 hold to find the right camera pointing in the right direction. A second hold is actually going to give you a face that you could run through facial recognition algorithms.
Take it.
it's whoever did it is now that you have a face to look at, it's not someone you recognize. That'd be nice. It's they also were dressed as let's see. Actually, they were just dressed as a jogger.
Okay. Okay.
And you still have a third hold that you haven't used if you need it for anything.
It's just gonna hang there for a minute.
You can hold on to it. Yeah.
I'll relay all of that over to Bill. Hey, got a face. We'll get to
it. Do I recognize that face at all?
Similarly, you do not recognize the face.
Do they have one of those, like, looks like a hired goon kind of face? There's a look.
Actually, do they appear to be from Central Casting?
Yeah. Given the circles you run in, there are certain tells that you are aware of. And this person is doing a really good job of looking like a jogger. But you could also
real good job of looking like a jogger.
Yes, and you could also maybe a little too good for someone like you to now that you're looking for it. But you can tell by the way they move, they've got training with a capital T. This is not this is not, soccer mom going for a run.
Okay. Can I declare contact at some, like, I don't know, law enforcement agency or whatever that would have access to facial recognition? Just be like, hey, do me a favor.
Yeah. Tell me about the contact, and we'll do a hit the street roll.
Their name is Sam. Oh wait, no, we already have a Sam.
We have a Sam, yeah.
Sorry, that's why I was thinking Sam.
Everyone is Sam.
Everyone is Sam.
We all know
his name is Alan.
Okay.
He is a like a CSI guy for, I don't know, the Cleveland Metropolitan Sprawl thing.
It's all mushed together, yeah.
The Great Lakes area. And so he's a CSI guy, and so he's got access to legitimate access to a lot of like DMV and fingerprints and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so the Great Lakes Law Enforcement Cooperative.
Yeah.
So this is someone you've dealt with before, and has done things along these lines. So
like my college roommate's boyfriend or something. They broke up like junior year, but Alan's a good dude. He was able to, get the good stuff, and
right. Contact. Okay, so that'll be a style roll.
Yep.
For hit the street.
Be better than Becky. Be better than Becky, please, God.
Don't be a Becky.
Don't be Becky. You're gonna be Becky because that's a 5.
Oh, man, it's another Becky. All right.
Alan. Becky was the roommate. I've decided now.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Becky was the roommate.
That's actually perfect. All right, so let's think about this. He doesn't do the work for you. Got it. Okay. So what he says is normally this would not be a problem, but the higher ups are really coming down hard on us right now about certain types of incidents. He says in a tone that implies that maybe someone else is listening to him.
There's a lot of air quotes around that incidents. Okay. That's fair. Bummer.
It's just bad timing. I'm sorry.
No hard feelings. I get it. Thanks, man.
I was just looking over my notes, and I find it funny as I look over my notes for what different people I have name and then what that person is. And I have just behind Becky, I have does nothing well.
Does nothing.
That's all I have for Becky.
That's such a
No
good
idea that
description of Becky.
Damn it, Becky.
Oh my god.
That is
like 2 people.
that is 100% Becky.
God, I need new contacts.
I know. This sucks.
Suck.
All right.
Oh, well.
So
Figure out some other way to do that. Anyway, daydream.
Mouse. You get a reply from Chaz. It's definitely his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it just says unconvincingly, new phone, who's this? But he follows it up with a telephone emoji, like old school telephone. And then a string of numbers.
I will go to that number, I guess, and just go, hi. Mouse is very confused. It's definitely there's been a montage of Mouse like sitting in different positions. They had like a snack at one point. They were like upside down. They were like practicing other things while like waiting for this phone.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
A whole like there's
Picking
a whole
locks.
number.
Right. Yeah.
There's a whole thing happening.
It took a while. And so you text the new number?
Yeah,
Or,
just
okay.
Yeah, I'll just hey.
It says old line not safe.
Gotcha.
And then okay, this is Chaz. It's old line not safe. And then a couple minutes go by, and then he just says, sup.
Wow. Mouse is just like, I have so much riding on this one man. I don't know if he's the right man for the job, but it's all I got. Mouse is just like, I'm doing this, aren't I? I signed up for this. So Mouse is just like, you want to hang out? I'm gonna be in town. Just Lou variant, just the short version of what they said before. Like, it's not worth it. The spiel doesn't matter. It's not worth it at this point.
He says sure, and then gives you the code, just requesting date and time.
So
date, time, and place.
Yeah. I gotta make places up. Let's see. So probably I was like, I don't know what time of week this is. We have no like real sense of time.
Now, some days have gone by. Yeah, that's it.
Like, I don't know. Like, say it's the Mouse is coming in, Alice is coming in on a Sunday. Like, let's do brunch. Like a
Sure.
little brunch place. Say at like 11.
Yeah. Actual brunch time. Got it. Okay. All right. You've made a date with Chaz. So
I like of all the things that's happening, Mouse is going on a date. Everything that's happening tonight.
got it. All right. So Valkyrie, do you want to be the one to run point on talking to Dr. Park?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And you gonna bring anyone else with you?
I'm gonna call up Bill and just say, hey, you want some noodles again? Bill?
Oh, sorry.
I was just very deeply pondering the question.
The concept of the noodles. Like,
Yeah.
hey.
What?
Yeah. So in the middle of this, Bill is actually in the middle of streaming. He has a very special episode of
Yeah.
where he has a very special episode of Cyberpunk Sesame Street, where he's actually on the set.
Nice.
And he's helping Elmo attach a cow catcher to his little car.
Excellent.
In order to do that. And so in the middle of this, he pauses and he picks up his phone and he just starts texting his reply. I'm like, busy now, but yeah, I will. Yeah, sounds good.
Cyberpunk Elmo.
Someone needs to draw that right now.
Right out.
And so you see the key, Elmo, is to make sure that you weld your cow catcher to the frame of your vehicle. That way the weight distribution ends up ensuring that you can indeed use this cow catcher to ensure that nothing derails you from your path as you go from point A to point B.
I shall be very disappointed if at some point we don't get to use Elmo as a contact now. I think
that's going to have to happen.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Elmo's a pro, though. He ends the stream with like and subscribe.
Are they all done? Is like Cyberpunk Sesame Street all done by like robots, or are there still puppeteers? I need to know.
Yeah. Questions about this.
Oh, it's got to be a combination of them. Actually, it's
They're all the puppeteers are basically like Jean. They're all cyborgs.
That's
Oh my god.
That's horrific.
So it leaves
That's
the audience
terrifying.
guessing at any point. Is that one an automaton or someone?
In a way, that's
controlling
really
it?
kind of horrifying.
Yeah.
Just
I
don't
don't like that.
don't mess with the future of children's television workshop.
God,
This is what we're
Cyber
saying.
Muppets.
It's a
Oh
commitment
Jesus.
when your work literally becomes your life.
Absolutely.
I know what I'm gonna have nightmares about this evening.
Anino's work here is done. So to that end, do we want to cut to Black Noodles?
Sure. Unless
Okay.
anybody else.
Yeah, unless anyone has anything to do before the job gets discussed. Got it. So for those who did not see our first episode, Black Noodles is a place that serves mostly actual black noodles, those squid ink noodles. The interior is black on black with dark gray accents, and every now and then just a flash of brilliant scarlet. The host recognizes you from last time you were here, and they just lead you back into the back room, where Dr. Park is once again wearing all white, in sharp contrast to everything around them, and just like last time, there is an array of really impressively good ramen options, as well as other things that you would find, like yakitori and some other things that go along with that, and what looks like a reasonably expensive bottle of shoju.
Valkyrie is, as usual, in all black, like black pants, leggings, like tucked into motorcycle boots, black tank top, black, their motorcycle jacket, black.
All you can see is
helmet.
Valkyrie's hair.
All you see pretty much is Valkyrie's hair, which at the moment it's that like pastel, like blue to teal to green, like mermaid situation.
Pretty nice.
Happening.
Okay, got it.
She's moving away from the neon at the moment.
Fair enough. Okay.
But everything else is black as normal with them. And,
What's what? Yeah, that's good. What's Bill wearing?
Bill is wearing his usual He actually came straight from the Sesame Street set, so he's actually wearing just his a blue polo shirt and khakis. Looks completely normal.
Yeah.
Did Bill roll up in the Toyota or on the motorcycle?
So we established that Bill was not allowed to actually have.
Oh yes, that's right.
Three vehicles.
Yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
if we're going by the book, Bill doesn't have the motorcycle anymore.
No, it's fine. He also lost the whole like power or skill to hot ride or something like that, where he sweet ride, where he doesn't actually get any bonuses for talking to people.
Well, that kind of went along with the motorcycle anyway, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but just to recap, just to make sure you've still got because I basically I couldn't let you not have the hovercraft, and you still have the helicopter and the Toyota, right?
So he'll roll up in his Toyota.
Right. Very good.
So Bill in the polo and the khakis rolls up in the Toyota. Valkyrie with her motorcycle that looks like the Tron light cycles in all black with the hair, and they walk in together.
Together, right?
but also the thing is that Bill is actually wearing also a lanyard with the Sesame Street Workshop.
Oh, still came out with it.
With his day pass.
Yeah. CTW guest pass. Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I love this.
Just gonna let that go. Be like, hey, maybe it'll, open some doors.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. So the two of you make it into the back room with Dr. Park, and they say, "Pleasure to see you again." Your
as well.
Your response was refreshingly fast.
Then can't stay away from the noodles, right?
It is an excellent place. And they do the same thing they did last time. They pause for 15-20 minutes while you eat. They don't remain silent, but they don't talk business. It's literal just small talk. Whether
it's again 3 people talking for 15 minutes about nothing at all. Right?
Exactly. And then in a natural lull in both the small talk conversation and the food, they say, well, actually, first you feel that hum that indicates that now anything that you say is unlikely to be overheard. And then they say the employers were extremely pleased by your performance on our last collaboration.
Good.
And I suspect from your initial reaction, you may be to some extent aware of the basics of this one.
Maybe,
Well,
I hear things.
Someone has become a problem, and there are certain people at Daydream who would like to make sure that this problem well, if not goes away, then at least becomes less
irrelevant.
Yes, that's well put. What they'd really like to do is there is a relatively small operation, but they've been making some noise lately, called Infinity Logistics. And at least locally, they operate mostly out of an island closer to the Michigan shores of Lake Michigan. And let's see. Actually, I guess, Valkyrie, you're probably the only one whose number they have. So you get latitude and longitude coordinates on your phone.
I remember last time, like I was able to trace the boat to rendezvous point B, I think.
Yep.
I didn't get all the way there because the cameras ran out, but
you have a direction.
Is that Michigan?
It's
area?
in the direction of the coordinates you were just given. Yeah, definitely. It is between Destiny and your new target.
Okay.
And Dr. Park says, so what they want is some Daydream can't be seen to be acting in this manner.
Oh, of course not. Gotta keep
Despite
up the
fact
image.
that exactly. But they would like some plausibly deniable assets to do the job for them. Unfortunately, due to the nature of this island, don't know that much about what's on it, but I can give you what little I've dug up. It's something of a local headquarters. They seem to be based elsewhere, somewhere south. But intelligence suggests that making whatever they have on the island no longer function will set back their operations significantly. And more to the point, get the message across that perhaps they stumbled into the wrong party at some point.
I just have a world building question.
Yeah.
So the 5 companies or however many that we defined,
Mhm.
are they global or are they local
They are.
to our Sprawl?
They are multinational, yeah.
Okay. So it's not like this is a competitor from another. I mean, it's a competitor of some sort, but it's not like, this would be like a tortoise competitor that's in Georgia or something kind of a situation.
Right.
Okay.
They would be a direct competitor with Tortoise, but they're not as big by any means.
Okay. That was just kind of what
they
I was
are
getting
they are
at of,
competing
like,
in the same space. So yeah.
Okay. But Tortoise is the big global one, and Infinity's probably trying to strong arm their way in or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's how small companies become big companies.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing notes by hand, much unlike a hacker would. Processing. So, the island that they're on is local headquarters, but they're from out of town, somewhere south. Normally.
Yeah, basically, their corporate headquarters is somewhere else.
Okay, so Infinity, it's not a. I mean, it seems super shady, but it's not like black market shady.
Right. It's not
Okay.
that they would be completely unknown to people that are not criminals.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. And Dr. Park, they don't know what's on there other than that it's sort of a local HQ, right?
Yeah, they tell you that whatever they have on that island, they do a good job of hiding it, but they can't hide the traffic, which is pretty significant, meaning it's likely to have a lot of people on it.
Okay.
But whatever those people are doing is well concealed.
Okay. And basically the job is screw up what's ever on the island.
Yeah, find the things that will mess up their operations most and break them.
Got it. Cool.
So yeah, mechanically, anything beyond that, you will all have to do some sort of research for.
Got it. Okay. Glad I blew my contact on Alan.
Stupid Alan.
Oh well. He and Becky are probably having some like illicit affair in some shady hotel.
I think that's what's happening.
That's definitely what's happening, reliving their college days. Yeah. So there's like a whole side story that's just building itself in my head from that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Let us combine our ineptitudes. Sorry.
We will be the most inept couple on the planet.
Wow.
This child will be really useless.
Harness our inability.
Yeah. So okay, Valkyrie takes all that info, and just kind of looks at Bill and shrugs, like, "Yeah."
All right. Do we want to do a get the job roll? Well, first off, are you accepting it? And if so, do we want to do the get the job roll now?
Bill doesn't have anything else better to do, so.
Bill has no plans this weekend.
No.
He already met Elmo. His day can't get,
That's true.
That's the high point.
It's only downhill from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will if the listening program will allow messages out and back in, just kind of give Mouse and John the very high level version of what's been offered.
You could do that.
Make sure everybody's on the same, no details about where or anything, just kind of hey, have a job possibly hitting Infinity Logistics, you in.
Yes.
Got it.
Thumbs up emoji from Mouse.
Yeah, I like that.
Just
And then,
text, just text back that says yes.
Yes. No caps, no punctuation.
Nope.
Just yes. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
You get touch apart. You kind of toast with the glass, we're in.
Got it. So that's going to be an edge roll. Which of you has the higher edge? Because either of you can roll. Technically, any of the four of you can roll. It doesn't have to be the one at the meeting. So if you
Mine
want
is
to,
2.
Literally all of my rolls today have been single digits, so possibly not me.
that's a fair point. You don't want to Becky this roll.
I do not want to Becky this roll.
I'll roll edge. I've got
right.
2 forward
Perfect.
for it.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll just be potentially higher. Let's see how this works. Let me get over here.
Hey, 10.
That is
Nice.
outstanding. That is what you wanted. So you get to actually pick 3, which is good. So let me give you the list of things. Get over to the thing. All right. And there's one of them, actually, we'll figure it out. Hang tight. Let me just get in here. Come on. Okay. And again, this is, as a group discussed this. So for those who cannot read the list, while they're looking at it, I will let you know. Basically, this is to get the job role, and what they are doing is because Bill rolled really well, they get to choose 3 from the list, which means the employer provides useful information, which is a mechanical advantage later. The employer provides useful assets. The job pays well. And do not let me forget to do the staking thing this time. The meeting doesn't attract attention, and then the employer is identifiable. And since you already know who the employer is, if you choose the employer as identifiable, at that point, it's up to me to provide you with more specific information, if that's what you're looking for. Because Daydream's not trying to hide the fact that they are contracting for this job. They trust Dr. Park to be discreet.
Do we, just curiosity, is it obvious what kind of doctor Dr. Park is, or is their first name Doctor?
That is an outstanding question. None of that is obvious.
Okay. Excellent.
You don't know. You don't know if they have a PhD or if they're a medical. You don't have no idea. Yeah.
They're a doctor in the same way I am.
Gotcha.
John is a doctor of pain.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
I was speaking out of character there, but yeah, that
orthopedic
too.
surgeon was named Dr. Payne.
Right. Oh my God.
Fun fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they knew what they were getting themselves into, I suppose.
Yeah. Fixed her hip real good though. But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you've got really, it was, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're basically just pick.
There's
Pick the
two we don't get.
Yeah, pick the 2 that you don't mind missing. And as a reminder, intel and gear are things that are usable by anyone during the mission. And there are moves attached to those that you can use to get bonuses. Well, the intel gives you a bonus on the roll. The gear allows you to state, this is the thing that the employer provided. But you don't have to declare what it is now. Once you're in there, you spend a gear to say, now I have a flamethrower or whatever it is you needed. So.
Oh, your flamethrower.
Smash cut to John with a flamethrower.
Yeah,
20
exactly.
minutes later.
Yeah, that's good. As if he wasn't dangerous enough. Let's give him the ability to burn things now.
So I'm now feeling the gear option. That's sounding really good.
I would say, given Infinity's interest in John, and then John's participation in this particular mission and job, that the meeting doesn't attract attention is probably a wise choice.
Sure. Okay.
Probably.
For one, if everyone else
agrees
is on
with
board
that one, yeah.
I like that one. I think the information would also be good.
The intel.
Okay.
I think useful assets would be helpful here because we're going up against something that's a group that
we're
we
military trained. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty hardcore.
These are groups that possibly might have contributed to making me, so I feel as though I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, money is great and all, but I want to survive these things. So,
Right.
Can't use the money if you're not surviving. So.
Okay, so we're coming in with intel and gear. Am I hearing that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making notes on the Roll20 handout for this. So I remember that right now, at the very beginning of this, you are starting out with 1 intel, 1 gear. So let's get that in and show to players. Okay. All right, so now that's in the over in the notes section. So we can, let's see. I think I can set that differently, but we'll worry about that later. Oh, there we go. I will also make sure everyone can edit it just in case someone else wants to go in and... so what we'll do is we'll go in, and as you use your intel and gear, we can remove it from that, and you can state what you have. All right, so that's good. All right, so let me make my notes so I remember what we said. Intel, gear, and doesn't attract attention. Those are the ones. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I understand and support your reasons for all 3 of those. Okay, let me get in there.
I'm now excited for the prospects of the gear.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see John with that.
All right, so those are the 3. Okay, I've got those on my notes. And now the thing that I forgot 2 missions in a row, we're actually going to do is how much cred do you want to stake on this? And everybody, I don't think any of you have spent, that's not true. A couple of you spent like 1 or 2 cred here and there. But for the most part, you guys are rolling in cred. So I will state that I think you have to meet some other requirements as well. But if you hit 20 cred, you can retire your character to safety. Oh. So that is an option as one of the advanced things that you can pick up when you get enough experience points. So I will make the notes over here. And also as a reminder, if you will stake 1, 2, or 3 cred, if you stake 3, it has the potential to make things harder for you because it will advance one of the clocks. And the way that works is you have your legwork clock and your action clock. If anyone, the first person to pick 3, it advances the legwork clock. The next person to pick 3, it goes ahead and advances the action clock. So as opposed to having to get all the way through legwork. So you start your action phase, potentially one, or actually if everyone picks 3, it'd be, you each one of those would advance 2 slots. So I will let you ponder your. And again, as a reminder, you didn't pick the job pays well, which means that this will be This will be the standard. If you are successful, you will get twice what you staked.
So, for reasons of my character's own personal issues at this time, I have a feeling it might be appropriate for me to stake 3.
Okay, 3 it is.
But if this disturbs everyone, I will not do it. But I
mean, didn't last time 3 of us risked 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So-
this
I
doesn't
feel
seem
as
like
though
a
it's my
group that
turn
gets
to stake
shaken by
3.
3s.
No.
Yeah, we went for it, but I did not know that's what happened. So now I'm like, I'll do it too. I was not worried about anything. I was like, let's go for it.
Infinity's just, I mean, we don't know what their clock is. It can't be that high. We just met them.
Really, nothing can go wrong with us going in and wrecking all their stuff.
No,
No, not at all. It's gonna be fine.
They
No repercussions
they love that
whatsoever.
stuff. They love it when people blow up their things. Absolutely.
I also, I by the way, I love the name Infinity Logistics because much like Alpha Systems, it tells us literally nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So good. Yeah, I'm cool with 2.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
Valkyrie's gonna go 2.
2 for Mouse, 2 for Valkyrie. Got it. Okay.
3 from me.
3
Nice.
3 for Bill. Yeah. Right.
Ah!
So I had a feeling someone was going to do that. All right. So that means
So we take that out of our character sheet now.
right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Whatever you staked, go ahead and subtract it from your cred. And so that means 1,500. Yeah. So that means that right now the legwork clock and the action clock both begin at 1,500. 1,500 is not a big deal. 1,500 is not that much worse than noon. But it is, it is closer. So, and having advanced both clocks just means that you are a little closer to things being significantly worse.
It's fine.
All right. So let me
We
get
have-
those.
We have a Schrodinger's flamethrower. It's fine.
Yes.
All right. So let me get those listed on my notes so I remember what the clocks are. So this is legwork. All right. So right now we're at 1,500. And action is also 1,500. Got it. Okay. Okay. So that's where we are beginning. And now we are officially in the legwork phase. So who's got
we hit
stuff
a-
they want to do?
I was
Can
wondering
we
if
hit a break before
yeah.
we?
I was
jump to
thinking that too. Yeah, I think that's probably the way we want to go. And then when we come back, we'll throw a few things around. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. All right. Well, folks, then we're going to go away for a little bit, and then we shall return, and then things will happen. We will see you in a bit. Welcome to Mike from Mage Hand Press here to talk about a couple of things, but mainly dark matter. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah, we've written a lot of books, but this is our biggest. It's a literal physical hardcover book. Oh, Justin normally holds the books, though. Hey, Justin, catch. Okay.
Good. I'm glad you.
So yeah, this is Dark Matter. It's a pretty great book. If you like space, if you like D&D, it's for you. And had a lot of fun, working on this thing, spending countless hours writing, refining, editing, rebalancing, reorganizing,
Sure.
and
We
staring
should
at
talk about. We should talk about what it is really fast.
Yeah, we should.
So Dark Matter is a source book that bolts onto 5th edition. So everything that you love about 5th edition stays there. You can still play a wizard or a barbarian or something, and it's all in space. You can do your galactic space opera things and have a robe and a wizard hat wizard. The kind of pitch behind Dark Matter is that sufficiently advanced technology is just magic, right? It's all just applications of magic. So you end up, wizards are building hover cars using levitation spells, and blasters are just kind of advanced evocation devices. It just expands 5th edition in every kind of respect, right? New monsters, a new base class, tons of new subclasses, new equipment, ship combat rules, tons of those, all the way down. And it's just a big expansion. So if you like 5th edition and don't want to pick up a new game to play sci-fi, Dark Matter.
And coming up, we've got some exciting things to announce this summer, which we'll talk about more in a second.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And for anyone who might be wondering, Dark Matter is actually one of the campaigns that we have running on this channel. For anyone who might not be familiar, of course, for all I know, we're playing this during Dark Matter. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to play this, but it's we've had a lot of fun with it so far. We're actually adapting Ghosts of Saltmarsh to it. Our GM Melissa. Our GM Alyssa, I'm running my words together. Our station master Alyssa, as she's calling herself, is doing an excellent job with it. She's placed basically a place called Salt Maw, essentially, and so it's one of the things where we're working around and working
I feel like I should explain the Maw stations.
Yeah, tell us about the Maws, because when I first saw what the title was going to be, I was like, what is a Maw?
Yeah, so if you really want to get into how kind of wild Dark Matter gets, there are I guess if you know, hey, there's a Maw station, so you notice there's a giant skeleton in space. Cool. If you've played something like Mass Effect, or if you know about something like Stargate, you kind of understand this idea of like little jump points littered throughout different systems in the galaxy. In Dark Matter, they're giant skeletons from some extinct void beast that have been turned into these space stations that are just woven together with technology. No one really knows where they came from, but that is like the backbone of interdimensional travel, or not interdimensional, intergalactic travel in Dark Matter, where you can fly through one and blip out another, and that's kind of your highway. These are like, each Maw station is their own little port, and they're giant skeletons in space, because we believe that sci-fi should be fantastical.
Excellent. And before I do actually had one or two other questions about the development of it. Before I get into that, I want to make sure that we cover this. You have potentially, as of this recording, some things coming up, do you not?
Yes. So we have a Kickstarter coming up mid to late June. Still finalizing the date on that. We're going to be launching a Dark Matter Kickstarter. So that's going to come with an adventure written by the incredibly talented Jonathan Fry called Conspiracy in the Stars. It's going to come with, maps. It's going to come with just everything that you need to play Dark Matter, including a Dark Matter SRD, so that you don't have to parse through the entire book to pick up and learn how to play sci-fi D&D.
Excellent. And Don is incredible. So very cool to hear that. We had him playing here on this channel once, and I think it was a one shot of 10 candles, and it was just really brilliant wonderful. Seeing him at work with his character.
He's so good.
What he did. Oh
yeah, he's a phenomenal writer. The adventure is really, really good, and we think it's going to be a treat for anyone who's played Dark Matter, anyone who knows 5e, and also it's going to be the best possible entry point for somebody who is new to role playing games in general. We're really excited about it.
Awesome, and I'm very much looking forward to that. There's one thing I did want to ask, just sort of in general, sort of as you were sort of putting this setting together, is that I know you probably would have wanted to. I'm going to guess that you would have wanted to differentiate it from things like Spelljammer and I think there's a dragon one out there somewhere. Any of the other sort of fantasy space things going on? Were there things in particular you were keeping in mind when you were trying to do that?
Well, we definitely wanted to make sure it had D&D's DNA all the way down, from mechanics to theme, and we really wanted to make sure that it also felt like authentically science fiction. In many ways, it is like a love letter to sci-fi. So if you page through it, every few pages, you're going to find something that is like a distinct reference to something in science fiction, right? So there's a red shirt stat block in the back. One of the races is very much like inspired by Stargate. There's definitely one that was inspired by
Bioshock.
Bioshock. Except they're wearing diving suits to keep the water in because they're fish people. So it's definitely this kind of love letter to a lot of different science fiction stuff. But as a rule, I actually didn't read a lot of other science fiction property, or like a lot of other like role-playing games, because I really wanted to make sure I was building something that was like really unique in that kind of, or like, I don't know, that didn't accidentally become derivative by accidentally copying stuff I've read. I made sure I didn't include anything that was like, this is just a person with head ruffles, like anything that's like, it's a vaguely bipedal human person. We wanted to avoid those and make sure that if we included something that was an alien, it was like authentically alien, like this is different.
And I mean, something that's very interesting and that we've found thus far as we've been playing, as well, is that the tropes are solid that you're using, that we're identifying, the sci-fi tropes. It feels very much like we're characters in a sci-fi show. And that is actually something else that I say that I would differentiate it from some other space fantasy, say like Spelljammer, which is more Age of Sail in space, which is awesome, but at the same time, this is awesome in a different way because it feels like I'm doing something like Babylon 5 or Battlestar Galactica, or it's very much the what's the newer one that's out?
The Expanse.
The Expanse. Yeah, I felt like that too. That I'm feeling all of those influences even as
Jim,
we're playing.
That's the highest compliment you could have paid me. I genuinely, those are the things that I grew up with. Those are the things that I admire and love in science fiction, right? I had no aspirations to let people feel like they were in the midst of a Star Wars epic, right? I want you to feel like your D&D campaign is this fun, campy, sci-fi romp, and genuinely, I want it to be fun. Like, there's all sorts of just extremely fun stuff in that book. There's a cantrip called Finger Guns. Like, if that gives you a sense of kind of where the book's like feel is,
yes,
it's a bonus action to go like this, and it's an action to go pew. It's a wonderful cantrip.
It's so good.
And so I like to have a lot of fun with it, and I don't want it to be. I kind of have like, that you hit the nail on the head. I think that sort of like episodic sci-fi stuff is just extremely fun, and that's where we really wanted to sink our teeth into for the tropes.
Very cool. Well, is there anything else we know we've got the Kickstarter coming up? Is there anything else we should be looking for on the horizon as far as Dark Matter is concerned that we should be thinking about or hoping for?
Ooh, it depends how well the Kickstarter does, because the Kickstarter might launch into a bunch of other products, but that's off in the distance. Everything is up in the air forever, and that's how it is.
mean, I think we can go ahead and say that there are stretch goals that are planned for additional adventures to be written if those stretch goals are met.
Very cool.
This is a kind of area of D&D we want to keep expanding and keep reinforcing, and we want to make it easy for people to play their own campaigns. And right now, it's built really well. If you're somebody who likes making your own campaign, Dark Matter is the toolkit that you want. It is a beautiful book for that, and we want to make it easier for people who enjoy kind of a mix of writing their own stuff and planned adventure modules and just having tons of adventure modules to pick from.
Awesome. Well,
Something that I gotta say, because a lot of people miss it, but in the ship rules, there is one of the best parts of this book is mecha campaign rules. Everything you need to know to play legally distinct Gundam TTRPG.
Oh, nice.
And, enjoying running around in one of these bad boys.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, I want to thank you for creating such a delightful product. I know that I myself am having a lot of fun with it. I'm right now basically playing an ex-space cop who is still having trouble with these, out sort of in the Lecce area, and he's still having trouble, even though he's no longer a cop, still having trouble with the the higher authorities, whether it's the garrison or if it's those dwarves that are out serving their emperor to come in with their jurisdiction. It's still having to deal with all of these jurisdictional issues, even though he's now essentially a bounty hunter, and he can never get out from under them. But it's very cool. So thank you very much for bringing that to us.
Thank you for playing. It means a lot. And it's good to hear that people are just really eating it up.
Oh, it's a delight. Well, if folks want to find that or any of your other stuff, where should they go?
Just go to store.magehandpress.com, or they can go to, for all of our purchasable products, or they can go to just magehandpress.com for our free blog resources that includes tons of subclasses, variant rules, and just random thoughts on D&D.
Excellent. Well, folks, thank you very much for coming. And I'm going to throw this back to me. We'll see you in a bit. We are back, and I believe we're about to do things. He said vaguely.
Indeed you are. So tell me, what kind of things do you want to do?
I think that the best thing to do would be to gain access to a satellite that has a laser on it, and point it directly at the island and evaporate the island. That seems reasonable, doesn't it?
Those things are rarely protected or difficult to get into.
Yeah, no, not at all. Just a quick trip.
Thank you.
It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
Just that episode of Cowboy Bebop where like the
Yes.
like satellite is just making patterns. That.
I remember that one.
What's happening? Such a good one. It's just that.
It's like just engraving something on the earth.
All right, so let's go over the information you have right now. You know where the island is. By the way, I was researching islands in Lake Michigan. Turns out Lake Michigan has a whole bunch of islands, and there is, in fact, real world, an island in Lake Michigan called Poverty Island, and that is the island that Infinity Logistics has now taken over.
Fair enough.
Now I hate them even more.
So it is. It's not too far off the coast or off the shore. It's a lake, but it is significantly north of the Chicago part of Lake Michigan. It is, as we said, up in what used to be the Michigan area of Lake Michigan. Now this is all one big conurbation, so it's just city. And it is visible from the shore, but as a fairly small, darker patch, even with optimal visibility conditions.
What's
Do I
around
dare start
there?
fishing?
Sorry, what, Valkyrie?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just asking, what's so strange? What's around Poverty Island?
Not much, which is quite possibly why they chose it. There are no. It's like the parts of the shore that it's on don't have any cities or towns, or the parts of the shore that it's visible from don't have any cities or towns. It's mostly forest right up to the water. Back in the day, they did have a lighthouse on it. But it has long since fallen into disrepair.
But still there, just
There's
decrepit. Okay.
Yeah, there's just the tower is still standing. The building that was around it is mostly rubble.
Gone. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that information,
but you have it.
Something.
Yeah, that's the publicly available stuff. You can find images online just of people that were taking pictures of Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
And sure enough, yeah, it's not a big island. It's actually you do know this. It used to be smaller, but Infinity added some space to it. They've expanded it.
Neat.
Is it like a warehouse, or do we? I guess we have to look that information up. I'm trying to like figure out what we need to know.
Yeah, it's far enough offshore that you aren't able to find any publicly available pictures of it that show anything useful, like actual structures. You can see that it's got a bunch of trees in the part that's visible from the shore.
Gotcha.
Is there any obvious place to land a helicopter?
Yes. Now, here's the problem. You can tell that the trees stop at a certain point implying that there is a big flat space, but you can't tell what's in that flat space.
Is it like the trees are surrounding the flat space, or
you can only
flat
see it
space
from
water?
Yeah, you can only see it from one side. You're not sure, but you know they've added on to it, so it may be trees, really, really big flat space, and then water.
Want to go fishing? Anyone?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was thinking maybe now would be a great time to go fishing.
We should probably pull out the boat again.
Yeah.
Does John still have that hat?
I mean, that's the key part of the disguise, really, is
It
the
is.
fishing hat.
Yeah.
Is it? So, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole here. Is the part that, like, the foresty area that's on the shore?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a park that has a campground?
Um,
I don't know where I'm going. I think I know where I'm going with this. I'm not sure, but
not officially, but there are camping does happen out there. I'll tell you that.
okay. Just kind of thinking, like, go, and then that way we've got a base of operation for any kind of night.
Sure. Yeah, you could make that work.
Sort
You could find a place like a little back from the shore that you could be this motley
Valkyrie
crew
has
of
the
campers.
most high-tech tent you've ever seen in your life.
Of course she does.
I was just curious, does Phyllis happen to have a Winnebago or anything like that?
Oh, I think she does. I think she definitely does.
She did some stuff back in the day. I suggest that we all just go as punk teens who are looking to have like a fun weekend, and that's
Yes.
we're trying to be like the cool kids. Like that's the thing you do. You go to to be a cool kid.
go to the lake.
Poverty Island.
Yeah.
Island. That's like it's where the cool
Just
kids
going
hang out. That's
to-
where all the parties happen.
That'll work. Okay, so
Going
that's
to
your.
go out. Just
Valkyrie
going-
doesn't have to change much about their appearance. To make
Greetings,
that work.
fellow
Not
young
really,
people.
actually. Yeah.
Greetings, fellow young people.
Yes.
When he needs to be a punk teen, Mouse has gotten like him just a shirt that just says punk kid on it.
Yeah.
That's how you
The
know.
edgiest writing.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that is
God. Like
Definitely
that, like
the name of a band.
yeah.
that is so recursive. I love it. It just the it folds in on itself with its referencing.
Yeah, it's like they're super in right now.
Beautiful.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Um,
Set up a little like camp spot
mhm.
with, I mean, again, super high tech tent that like pops up, and then it's got like all the amenities. It's like hooked up, like there's electricity in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've got
I'm
a-
not sure we could manage running water.
No, but you've got one of those
that's-
tiny generators. Yeah, that's it.
Tiny generator.
And
it's-
you know Daydream makes those. Yeah, they're like
Oh,
the
for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's got like built-in little fairy lights. It looks really cute. Speakers built into the fabric. So yeah, we're jamming.
Yeah.
Before
It's-
we do
Valkyrie
this,
needs an aesthetic
Sorry.
space wherever our we're working
Yes.
out. Like it was the IKEA furniture last time. This time it's
That was the
fairy
campsite.
lights. She's like, I
She-
must work with aesthetics.
Yes, like while like her program's running to hack into whatever, she's like, making it look good.
Absolutely.
I have a couple of questions, and thoughts about logistics and strategy. Oddly enough, with respect to this, because first off, they're gonna know where I am at all
Yeah.
times. So, one thought I had, one question I had, and actually was, did we figure out how they were doing that? Am I transmitting somewhere, or did
It
we
was
not
a piece
figure
of
that?
your firmware that was transmitting it, right?
Yeah.
Brian, is that something that, like, I saw where it was in John's firmware, and I know that it's baked into a point where I can't remove it.
Right.
Right.
Could
Is
we
it something that I can block?
Yeah, could we
Oh.
firewall it or something?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Or could we just do
That's a good
something where
point.
we deliberately misassign a port or something, and it's not forwarding to the right port?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
okay,
what
hang
Bill
on,
did with his
because-
car, where it's spoofing somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that is possible. Hang on, let me see, because I'm getting here real quick.
I had to do that with a piece of software earlier today, and I was so mad when I finally figured out what the problem was.
Indeed, yeah, I am searching right now because I think Valkyrie, with the information that you have, you might actually be able to pull that off.
Provided I roll not single digits continuously.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But here we go. Sorry, just took me a minute to find it.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay. So because as part of your gear, you did pick up that
Microtronics workstation.
yeah. Exactly. So yeah, that actually yeah, it would be a temporary thing, but that's all you're looking for.
Right.
So I'm just trying to figure out you could do it a couple of different ways. Either you could try to get a piece of hardware, and that'd just be like a hit the street roll, and it wouldn't even have to be you necessarily, Valkyrie. And keep in mind, even though you've declared a contact, you could still hit the street. It just has to be with a contact that already exists.
Can I declare a contact and then have someone else hit my street?
Oh,
Ooh.
honestly, why
Does it
not?
work?
I don't see any reason why not. Sure, because a contact's a contact. I don't think it should matter who does that. So yeah, you want to do it that way?
I was thinking about that.
Okay.
I can help you out.
So I guess this would be. We need.
So
What do
you
we
said there
need?
were a couple of ways. One of them was with a piece of hardware.
Yeah, it would
I was
be
thinking
like
about
if-
introducing a tech contact in here anyway. So
that's a
like,
really good idea.
maybe
Before
someone
you do that, I
who's-
do want to
yeah.
answer Valkyrie's question just to make sure you're aware of all of the things. So the way it'll work is, if you were able to get that piece of hardware, it's like as long as you can successfully get the hardware, it's not going to require any further rolls or moves. It'll be
Okay.
the thing that blocks the firmware broadcasting. The other option would be riskier, and it would be basically you with the tools that you have attempting to mess with it.
I'm gonna highly recommend we go with the hardware
Fair enough. Okay.
method of things. I don't want to mess around too much with John's programming.
Especially not right now.
Yeah, especially not right now. Sounds like a really bad idea. Because
I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, dice rolls aside from tonight, I just Valkyrie doesn't want to risk
I'm
crossing
100%
the
with
wrong
you.
wire with that.
I get it.
Make it messy.
Yeah, that's gonna end badly. So they'll give the spec information of what they're looking for to
Got it.
John or to Master, whoever's doing the hit the streets.
Got it.
roll.
And by the way, I did find the move that I will use if you had gone for the other option. It's called go under the knife, and it would basically, it's the same rule you get that you roll when you get new cyberware.
New gear. Okay.
Yeah, so it is. They actually have a rule that fits perfectly for that. If we at some point hit a point where you do want to start tinkering with actually John's or anyone else's cyberware. All right, so we've got that. So yeah, John, do you want to tell us about the tech, and then we'll
Yes.
figure out who is attempting to get the information, or not the information, the actual hardware.
Yeah, this is a friendly person who I think used to work for Tortoise, and is just basically was kind of my maintenance guy when we started up, when I started working for them. So it was someone who wasn't there when I was built or anything like that. This was after I already started working. I was brought in for Tortoise, but
Yeah.
was essentially, was like would run checkups and stuff, and would get get parts and whatever if need be to kind of adapt to things, just to fix me up basically on the cyber side.
Okay.
Essentially, and then I think.
Cool.
I think he had some kind of a situation where either he had a falling out with them or he basically got screwed over.
Okay.
By something that happened. But he was like, at the time, what John thought of as like his only friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was a thing where like, he kind of kept in touch because it was like the guy kind of was a soft touch with respect to that a little bit. It's like,
cool. Okay.
He didn't, it's like he didn't fully, it's not that he didn't understand what the situation was with his brain, but it was like, this is still a person, for God's sake, whoever this was.
Right,
and,
right.
I am not a monster.
Exactly. Actually had some empathy, which is nice. Yeah. Okay.
And that might be the reason why he's no longer working for them. Who knows?
It is entirely possible that was part of it. Yeah, that's a good point.
He has empathy. I don't know if he has a family or not, but that might play into it maybe. But
yeah, entirely. Yeah. So is he sort of on the underworld side of things now?
Yeah, I think he just basically it's like if you buy a car. And then you realize that you can much more cheaply and efficiently just go to an off-book mechanic.
Fair enough. Got it. Okay.
It's like, or go to an off-brand mechanic who's not really, just a private.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just does their own thing. And so works on a number of different systems. And it's like, okay, if I work on this, it's going to break the warranty, but it will work better.
I like it. Okay.
Modifies stuff for people, that kind of thing. Basically modifies cyberware and stuff for people, I think. That's among the other things.
Totally. And that's exactly what you were looking for. Okay, so do we have a name for the contact? I'm
sure there is. I've decided to make him... for some reason, I'm looking at check names.
Okay.
And I think we're going to go with... Yeah. Let me look at the... Let me look at the thing real quick. Okay. I think we're going to go with Jonas Suchanek.
Got it.
And I will spell that out momentarily.
Big fan of having things I can just copy and paste.
Yes. Hang on. I have to copy and paste the first and last names separately. Because
Fair enough.
There are accents that I don't know how to put in.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Nice.
Or Suchanek.
That is a cool name. Okay, got it. Thank you. All right, let me get that over here on my notes. So I will attempt to remember what we said. Done. Okay. And, but yeah, like you said, you've kept in touch. And do you want to introduce him to one of your teammates in an attempt to get the thing? All right. So who wants to go with John, or do you want to pick? How's that going to work? Which two of you are going?
Who's coming with me?
Everyone does like nod it.
I don't know what was happening. I guess I said yeah, I'd go anyway.
Oh yeah,
cool. All right, you're in.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So
in that case, so I have to ask of all of the characters, I have to ask specifically for Mouse, what does Mouse look like for this meetup?
Did we already go to like the campgrounds and are going back, or this before?
I think this is probably before.
This feels like before.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the campground before
I think so.
I have this in place.
I was probably actually just kind of wearing more what Mouse would wear on the regular. Like, this is like the in-between look. So like baggy purple sweatshirt, usually like probably hood up, but you see a little bit of brown hair, round glasses, probably like shorts with long socks and like Converse, basically.
Nice. Okay. Well, in that
Them,
case,
Jonas is a good man and appreciates sincerity.
Gotcha. Keep that in mind.
All right. So in that case, well, and actually, Mouse, you can use your new improved style to make this roll. So it's just a style roll, and that'll be hit the street, and we'll see how you do, and I'll throw up the information.
Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay, that is fine. You still you got what you wanted. You just have to choose one, and let me give you the option. And since 2 of you are really involved in this, you may just obviously discuss how you want to do that. So actually, I'm sorry, you choose 2, not 1.
Okay.
I feel as though we should not pick the thing that is unwanted attention. We've sort of been trying to avoid that for.
Yeah, I don't think us or that guy Jonas wants an attracted attention.
Probably not.
Probably some time. Like, that makes it's probably gonna take a little bit, to be honest. Realistically speaking.
Okay. So
Okay, that'll work. That will just assuming that you want the block in place before you you get near it. It'll simply delay the actual start time of your. Well, that's not true. It'll delay your appearance within a certain radius of the island. You can still obviously, do legwork stuff and things like that while remaining back in the city without having to worry too much about that. So if you want to choose the time thing, okay, I'll tell you. Basically what that means is if something happens where time becomes of the essence, that will be a problem. Otherwise, right now, it's not yet.
And also another strategy we could undergo is that the rest of you could go to the campsite and get that part started, and then whenever the part is ready if he's going to install it on me anyway, then that'll.
Though, given the nature of the hardware, Valkyrie could do the installation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you've got the tools for it. So this is literally just he's your contact to get the hardware.
Yeah.
Now you could go either way. He could also do the installation. It's up to you.
Well, it's either way. Basically, the idea could be I could stay off site while the rest of you continue with stuff while that's sort of going on to an extent. But, I think the second one, there's the question, if it's going to cost extra, I'd be willing to pay for it, but if I can.
Normally this would have cost you 1 cred because you're literally just buying an item. If you choose cost extra, it'll be 2 cred.
Okay. The other alternative would be your contact needs you to help them out with something. If you turn them down, you take -1 ongoing to the move till you make it right.
From a fictional point of view, that's always more fun.
Mouse will do whatever. So if this guy needs them to do something, Mouse will.
What do you think? Which one do you want to lean toward? Do you think?
I like Mouse's side quests.
You like the side quests?
Perfect.
Let's do the
All
side
right,
quest.
Okay.
So it won't cost extra, but it will.
You're gonna do cost extra, and he needs help. Is that how you're gonna?
Well, it won't cost extra, so it'll be that. We're doing a side quest, so your request is going to take some time, and your contact needs you to help them out with something.
Okay, so this sounds like the kind of thing that he might ask for immediately. What? I'll throw this open to everyone because I don't have a great idea right now. But what kind of thing he would? He's the kind of person that definitely needs things. It could be an item. He could be trying to. It's not like he doesn't know the circles you move in. He might be asking for something that. How about this? How about something that's not out yet?
You can do that.
Okay.
That's good.
So let's see who. You know what we haven't done? We haven't had anything to do with Monolith yet.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, I know.
I know. how about we get okay, and we don't necessarily have to decide exactly what it is right now, but that's it. He's going to ask you to basically steal something from Monolith before it's actually available to the public.
Mouse just kind of leans back and gives him like I got you.
Nice. Okay. And we can worry about what that is later. And there's a move, by the way, that you can do an entire mission in one roll. So if we want to do that, it's specifically made for side missions. If we want to do it that way,
We talked about it for the Sam one, and then it turned to grocery shopping.
The grocery shopping thing was too good. So and plus I like the fact that going to the grocery store, like Mouse still treats it like a heist. So that's excellent.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was so good.
It was excellent. Yeah, we need there's a whole deleted scene from this that is Mouse's operation at the grocery store.
So beautiful.
All right, so we'll figure out what that is later. There is something that Monolith is going to release to the public at some point, and he wants one before it hits the streets. Cool. Okay, I will make a note of that so we remember what we said. All right, but otherwise, yeah, you get the hardware, and so you don't have the hardware yet. Actually, he says it's going to be a little while before he can actually put his hands on it, but he will get it to you as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, so he wants a thing from Monolith before it hits the streets. All right. Anyone else want to do any assessing or researching or anything else along those lines?
So Bill is going to take up the offer of gear from their employer, and he's going to request a large drone.
Nice.
Because he is going to, he decided that he is going to subcontract out to his presence on the mission ground to a said drone.
Nice.
So,
okay, so I will I'll mark the gear off of the list. You still have one intel. Got it. Okay. And you don't have to define it right now.
Oh no!
But if you want
we
to,
can do that right now.
Yeah. What? Tell us about the drone.
So large drones are about the size of a bear. This is a wheeled drone, so I want you folks to imagine it as kind of like Gizmo Duck. That.
Oh my God.
Nino with the references today. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's just this two-armed robot with a singular wheel, and he has decided to nickname the drone Bullet Bill. So, and yeah, and it's armed with a machine gun that just sort of pops up out of its shoulder.
Nice.
An incredible image.
Yeah, so there's nothing stealthy about this. It's pretty obvious what this drone is used for. But yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. Good. So you have a drone for use in this mission, and it will do the things. And yeah, when we get to that point, there will be some things we'll need to roll when it does stuff, because it's got its own stats. It's kind of like a cyber deck in that it's got its own things. So when we get to that, we'll worry. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. All right. So you have Bullet Bill now. Technically, there are 5 of you now. Okay. So anyone else? Let's see. What do we got? We got research as a possibility. as well as assess.
Given sort of taking John's satellite laser idea earlier, with minus the lasers. Sorry, at least for right now. Can I somehow? I'm not sure I want to completely retask a satellite, but can I somehow see if I can get any kind of satellite imagery of the island, like overhead? I mean, or we've got the drone now, I guess. I don't know that we want to risk that, but just see if we can get some sort of imaging of the island so we know even what we're heading into.
Absolutely. Okay, so this, let me think. It's either going to be research or assess. No, it's going to be assess, because what you're trying to do is get information about an existing thing. Yeah, research would be more like trying to find out information about it, like with databases and stuff. So if you're actually physically looking at it, we'll call it assess. But before we do that,
in either one, so
but before we do that, you are going to have to make some hacking rolls to get the satellite to do what you want it to.
Don't screw me.
And it is the people that run the satellites don't like it when they get hacked. So
I can imagine not.
A low roll on this one means the potential for a pretty bad move. I'll warn you about that. Okay, so let me see. Let's see. We're gonna call that. You still have to do the login and console cowboy moves, because you have to gain access to the system. So you have to convince it that you are a person or system that is allowed to talk to
be there.
Exactly. So it's synth roll first as usual, and then your console cowboy.
I love it.
That's what you wanted. That's exactly what you wanted. In that case, you're in. You're in. You don't have to choose any of the annoying stuff.
Good.
So okay, so there are satellites all over the place, and different satellites are doing different things. And one of the things that you figured out quickly is that most satellites are not able to perceive what's really going on that island for various reasons. They have electronic countermeasures. It's possible they have some of the people that run some of those satellites in their pocket, so they're pointing the other way, all kinds of stuff. So the first thing you have to do is find a satellite that can penetrate it, which is why you had to do this. Oh, also make your console cowboy roll. Let's see where you are on that.
Right.
And then you can. So we need to figure out what kind of satellite that is. This is a big deal satellite that you're touching into.
If I'm getting into one that's going to be able to bypass their countermeasures, I'd imagine it's some sort of like real sketchy DoD thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, in fact, most of those satellites are probably tortoise property these days.
Oh yeah.
So actually, that'd be how you even knew about it in the first place. I like it. Okay.
In between talking to Karen, I'm, in my day job.
You're keeping a list over here. Yeah.
There's a Post-it by the computer.
That's it.
Console cowboy roll is a 9.
Okay, so that gives you 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad. Okay, so that right now, and now we're on. This isn't even compromised security at this point. This is really just going to be manipulate systems. So, and that's a synth roll.
Oh, it's synth?
Manipulate systems is synth.
Oh, cool. I think I rolled it wrong earlier tonight then.
I think we did. Oh, actually, no. The other one was compromised security.
Oh, compromised security, manipulate systems, too late.
That one's mind. Synth is the manipulate systems.
All right. That's a 10?
That is excellent. You get 3 hold.
I get 4.
You get 4 hold because you got your fancy new move. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so again, let's make sure we do the dance. You've got 4 hold. Sorry, you've got 4 hold purely within this satellite, and then you've got the potential for an extra hold from Console Cowboy, but you don't have to decide what that does immediately. You can use it for any of those.
I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna leave that Console Cowboy one as it is. Just
You might
in
as well,
case
with
I
your 4
need to
hold,
like,
yeah.
just in case I need to like knock off an alert or do something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So right now, it is fully convinced that you are an authorized user of this satellite.
Oh, hi, satellite. How are you?
Okay, so now we make the assess roll because now
Okay.
you've actually got a thing that allows you to do that. So
Okay.
assess is an edge roll, and let's see. With an edge roll, given the yeah, it's just going to be a plain edge roll. I was thinking you might get some forward on this, but given the fact that they are doing a really good job of trying to hide, the hard part was just being able to look at it in the first place. So
Okay.
yeah, so just a regular edge roll, and we'll see where you end up on that.
6.
Okay.
So it's gonna end soon. Yeah.
So yeah, however, hang on. Let me look at that. Now the good news is you still have access to that information. It just means you don't get to get your questions answered.
Okay.
And hang on. Let me think about. So while I'm working this out, I will tell you, if anyone else wants to, you can send these images to anyone else on the team, and they can make an assess roll based on the information.
Oh, excellent. So this was just me not really understanding what I was looking at.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, you're like,
good.
great, it's buildings and trees. That's nice.
Super. I'm going to send him to John.
That's a good plan.
John seems like he's going to have a military mind, have a better idea of what we're looking at than just me.
So I will say,
what can I assess for you today?
Because you got a 6 or lower, something happens, and I need to figure out what that is.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just going to go the easy route. I'm just going to advance the legwork clock, because it just means that whoever it is at Infinity that is paying attention to these things got a flag that one of the satellites that can see them might be able to see them.
Okay.
So the legwork clock bumps up to 1800 now.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, literally anyone else can make an assess roll based on this. It's just like if you walked up and looked at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get, so the image that I got, I assume is just literal like Google Earth picture.
Yeah, it really is.
Are there other types of like infrared or anything else like cameras the satellite has that I might be able to spend a hold or two on to get?
Absolutely. That is a great idea. Yeah. So you could definitely do infrared for another hold.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And if you come up with another way to view
another type of camera.
Yeah. If you come up with another way to view it, because it is, I mean, it's a badass spy satellite is really what it is. So I mean,
Dark
like, I don't know.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of ground penetrating radar or something like that.
Okay, but yeah, so I'll spend a hold to get an infrared image.
Got it. So to give anyone else who looks at it more information.
Yeah, and I think Mouse rolled. Was that your assess roll?
Oh,
you're muted.
Muted.
I was curious to see if Mouse would know anything about this.
Yeah.
Just for
Mouse knew more than Valkyrie.
It looks like you do because you got an 8. So yeah. So that is. Let me give you the. Whoops, that's it. Let me give you the list of questions. That's enough for one hold. So, I know we've done this already, but it's not a bad idea to throw it back out. All right. There. And again, you don't have to answer. You don't have to ask these questions immediately if you your single question immediately if you don't want to.
Okay, but I have one of these.
Yeah, pick one of those, and I will give you information about it. And once you have that answer, when you act on that information, you get +1 forward on any action, on the first action that uses that information.
Gotcha. Good to know.
And John, because you've got the infrared information to look at, and you're used to this sort of stuff, if you want to do an assess on this, I'll give you a +1 forward on it because you've got more information to work with.
All right, I will. I will do that. Okay, assess is edge, correct?
It is edge.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. I'm a press of the button. I'm a get a +1 a forward.
At the forward too.
And here we go. I'm a click a submit.
9. Okay, 9. So that's it. Once again, you get to ask one of the questions, and same list that I just put up for Mouse. So again, if you want to ask it immediately, you can. If you want to hold it till later, feel free. But what this means is right now you know more stuff about it, however, I will give you this information for free now that you've got this satellite image to look at. This is a proving ground.
So I need to ask, when you say proving ground, are you speaking of like military weapon type proving ground?
100%.
And this is why I recognize it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need an assess roll for that. There are ranges where they are testing weapons for sure.
Oh.
So, what was the last question that was at? What was the previous? What question did I think it was Mouse ask about this?
I don't think Mouse has asked it yet.
No, I'm holding on to my question for now.
Because I feel as though my question is, how is this puny island vulnerable to me?
It depends on your definition of vulnerable. So if by vulnerable you mean what is the best way for me to get on the island, or by vulnerable do you mean what's the thing I should break that will hurt it the most? Which way do you want to which way do you want to go on that?
There are so many. See, the problem is that John is kind of developing this additional subroutine that he's kind of working on, where he kind of feels as though he's feeling a terrible need for answers and or revenge, and
waiting.
And or
revenge.
Yeah, you know.
I like it.
Oh man, because I mean, the thing that would be best for the mission would actually just to be ask, what is my best way in, out, or / way past. That would be the best thing probably for the mission. The thing that John kind of wants to know is, what's the best way for me to hurt them?
Okay. And that does seem like, actually, that seems like a very John question in general, and specifically for this situation with this group of people, the way things have been kind of stacking up. So yeah, that makes sense.
So I think that's actually going to be the question: is what's the
okay?
When he says what's most vulnerable to me, it's like vulnerable as in if I wanted to really mess these people up.
Okay,
what would I need to do?
You're looking at an infrared image as well as just a regular light image. So putting those things together, you got the proving ground, and you know that these are definitely that's clearly a missile range that would be used for small arms. This other thing over there is clearly for explosives. But way back from the testing areas is a building that you can tell. For two reasons, you can tell that it is capital I, the important building on this island. First off, the way it's placed, it's exactly where you would put it if you wanted it to be well protected. It's also clearly, from an infrared point of view, the brightest thing on this island. The most power is going into and being generated by this building. It's literally the nerve center of the island.
Huh. So I'm basically going to, I assume we've been doing this sort of in chat. I'm just going to kind of, I'm just gonna I'm gonna grab the infrared map, and I'm gonna put little sticky labels on it that I'm gonna send back to everyone.
Nice.
That basically are like missile range, small arms, explosives, nerve center. Apply explosives here and here. As
Take
desired.
this. Yeah,
Yes.
right. Nice. Okay. Absolutely. All right, let me hit this real quick. Reveal knowledge. Okay, so one thing that I want to make sure that you still have one intel, which you can use during either phase, and it basically means that you get to do the reveal knowledge move, and once you do that, you say while and this would be the intel that you got from Dr. Park. So this is basically at that point you reveal it, just like Bill did with the drone. You go, this is the thing they told us, and now I get +1 forward on this roll because I'm using it. So right now it's a nebulous bit of information, and when it becomes important, decide what that is, and you get the +1. So just to let you know what the intel is going to do for you, since you have some. And okay, anyone else got any other legwork things? Just as a reminder, your legwork clock is at 1800, action clock is at 1500. So neither one is that bad right now, although the legwork clock is veering towards bad. The legwork clock is Infinity is aware that something is up, but they don't have enough detail to really put up any specific defenses against what you're doing, because they know weird things are happening, but they haven't put in any haven't put it together yet.
Can I can I assess the viability of infiltration or attack by helicopter?
Absolutely. You've got an actual aerial map. So
fantastic.
And again, I'll give you +1 forward on that because you're a pilot. So yeah, it's an edge roll, and you'll get +1 forward.
Okay.
Okay, that's very good. All right, so that's a 10. And when you get a 10 on assess, let me double check. I think you get 3, right? You do. You get 3 questions, and the list is still over in Zoom chat. So, and just like the last time, you can ask them now or hold them till later before you do that. And any and you'll get a +1 forward when you act on that information. Back to John. Similarly, since you've already asked your question, you will get +1 forward on when you act on this is the building we need to mess up, which I suspect is going to be a lot of what you people are doing, is messing up that building. So I can't imagine that will not help you at some point in the very near
That's
future.
the mission, right? Basically, they just want us to mess stuff up.
Yeah,
okay.
And the easiest and most long-lasting way to do it, you have determined, is to take out that building, to make that building quit functioning in some manner.
I wonder if we could hijack one of those missiles and have it go up and then come back down. Just a thought.
I mean, I can try.
I'm sure.
I'm sure that can't go sideways at all.
Oh, never.
No, never.
I mean, depends.
What's a rogue missile hitting somewhere randomly in North America between friends?
Okay, so we have images of the island aerial. So we have an idea of the layout. We know what the important building is. Bill was able to figure out kind of the best infiltration way in.
Yeah, you've got the aerial plan of attack. And for that matter, with 3 hold, it doesn't have to all be from the air if you don't want it to be.
I was gonna say that's not. I mean, I don't know that we'd want to go for stealth, but landing a helicopter in the middle of their complex seems a bit, announcy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
mind. I don't know if we mind that. It's just a fact there.
Well, I'm just thinking that a 2-pronged attack in which people are dealing with a very, very obvious and loud threat.
Yeah.
That's a thought.
Just fly your armed helicopter at them. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Yeah, right.
Hello. It is me. I have arrived. Pay attention to me.
Exactly.
Okay.
I like the fact that the bear-sized drone is the stealth option.
I know.
No, I think the bear-sized drone would be the more obvious option. I mean, attack helicopter comes in with missiles firing.
Yeah.
Blows a hole through the roof and drops a drone through that hole. And
all of this is happening,
right? Beautiful. What else could the satellite I've hacked into do? Is it just imaging, or is there other parts to it? Like, is it just an image intelligent satellite, or is there communications that go through it as well?
It would have to have some communications ability. Otherwise, you couldn't read what it's seeing.
Right.
So yeah, it's got some. What are you thinking?
I am seeing if I can utilize the communications intelligence that the satellite picks up on to kind of just see what kind of chatter I can get from them.
Yeah, you're already in the system. You can use a hold for that. Yeah, not a problem.
So I got 3 of those.
Yeah. So let's see. You've used after this.
4.
Yeah, after this you'll have 1 hold left because you used 1 to look. You used 1 to look at it normally. The second one was the infrared.
Oh, the infrared. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
And then the third one is going to be the communications.
Okay.
And then you got the 4th one and possibly a 5th from Console Cowboy if you want to throw that in. Okay.
Hackers.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. All right. So fine. Let me think about that then. What are you getting off of that? Okay. Most of the chatter that you're getting is from their unsecured internal communications network, which if you didn't have a satellite pointed at it, no one would hear it because it's literally contained within the island. Nothing.
Okay.
Normally, nothing could hear it.
Okay.
A lot of that is not terribly interesting, to be honest.
I probably know who the worst guard is.
Yeah, you probably do. Oh, that's a good idea. Tell you what, this is a new way to look at it, and this is exactly the kind of stuff that Valkyrie's good at. Let's do another SS roll because you're assessing different information now. And you'll get a +1 forward on this because this is signals intelligence, and that's literally what you do. So yeah, hit that.
10.
Dang. Okay, so that's 3 questions. And similarly, same questions everyone's been looking at. So
okay.
if you want to ask any of them,
potential complication. It's that list.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, as of right, okay. I have 2 of my questions. I'll probably come up with a third by the time I'm done talking.
Okay.
Number 1 is how can we avoid trouble?
Okay.
Here, like kind of just how can we get in stealthy sort of a situation?
Yeah.
And then who or what is my biggest threat?
Got it. Okay. So the biggest threat is the most obvious one off the bat, and whatever it is, it's in that main building.
In the important building.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tell you what, actually, no, you know what to listen for. Project Myrmidon is in that building.
is fine.
So because internally that's what they call it. So yeah, Project Myrmidon is the is the thing that is the biggest threat. And you are, from the chatter and from the way they talk about it and the other stuff surrounding it, you are convinced that Project Myrmidon is more than one. Like, it's not like a single tank or anything like that. It's definitely more than one unit. And the way that they refer to them, you're certain that it's cyborgs, not unsurprisingly, not unlike John.
This is fine. Okay. So
you also pick up some names.
Likely a legion of cyborgs of some sort.
You also pick up some names, which you get for free because they're just talking about them. Let me get those in the chat.
Okay.
You get the commander's name. It's General Robert Bing.
Okay.
And
he's the commander of the whole base.
Yeah, he is the commander of the island.
Okay.
Oh, wait till the next one. You also
Is this
learn
the same guy? Oh my god!
You also
So many
learn
troubles.
that the chief technologist is Dr. Arthur Faraday.
You okay there? I'm just losing it.
Someone has been watching my video game streams.
I told you. Also, they don't refer to this as Poverty Island. They refer to it as the Polygon.
Is it polygon in shape? Their setup? I'm just curious as to where that came from.
Not really. It's kind of weird, irregular island shaped.
It's kind of blob shaped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Valkyrie's gonna get this information, just kind of look up at everybody else and go, you know, the polygon, it just doesn't sound so intimidating. Like, it's just,
So
you
I'm
know.
gonna.
All right. And then what about the how can I avoid trouble question?
Yeah, so other than the obvious questions is don't go to the island.
Yeah, I mean, don't go to the island, don't go to the giant,
for example,
cyborg house.
Yeah. We have to tailor this to what you're actually going to do. Got it. Okay. So how can I avoid trouble also includes how can I hide?
Mm-hmm.
So there are places on the island that are there are places. First off, there are places on the island. If you were to sneak onto it, there are places on the island that are not patrolled as heavily. Okay. And you can mark those, and that's just from the chatter. You can figure that out. Like you said, you were trying to find the worst guard. Mm-hmm. You can basically figure out some of the patterns from that. The other thing that you can figure out from this is, you've got a line on some of the safest places to be if things start blowing up. Okay. And curiously enough, some of those places are out on the proving grounds, because if you're at a proving ground that, for example, if you're testing explosives, you need, that bunker where the people watch the explosives. Those are very safe. Now they are also kill boxes because they have one entrance in and out. But they are quite safe. And again, we don't have to be any more specific than that. Just remember that you have, how can I avoid trouble? And anyone acting on that information will get a +1 forward in an attempt to avoid trouble or hide.
Okay, sweet. and I don't know what I want to do with my third question, so that's just going to hang for a minute.
You can hold it. You can hold it till the action phase if you want. So no problem. Just remember that you have it.
Yep.
A thing I need to ask, because of course I do, is do either of the names ring a bell for John?
Faraday does. Again, it's one of those, you don't know how you know this, but you know that it's one of those memories that has been erased. And it wouldn't ring any bells if you had not gone to visit your friend from earlier. It was Adrienne.
Yeah.
If you had not visited her, whatever she did to get away from you, also unlocked the parts of your memory that had Dr. Faraday in it.
Okay.
And you know enough to know that he was above Adrienne on the org chart. She reported to him.
Adrienne worked with Dr. Faraday, I think. Worked for Dr. Faraday. Possibly.
And since we're getting close to half past, I figure what we'll do is we can spend the rest of this session, just like we did last time, solidifying as much of the legwork as we can, and then we can kick in with action next time. Does that work for everyone? Okay. Good. Just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry, since we're getting kind of close to when people might need to start maybe sleeping or something. I'm trying to remember what that is myself. So. All right, so back to that. I apologize for interrupting. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. Let's see. Let me get over here real quick. While you're all pondering this, I'm going to look at a couple things to make sure I know what we've got.
I think I know what my third assess question is.
Oh, okay.
When you're ready.
I am ready when you are.
What potential complications do we need to be wary of?
Oh, good one. Okay, so this is being picked up from the communications.
On the satellite, yeah.
Okay. There is. There's an inaccessible. There's several inaccessible communications bands. But you can tell from the way that they are aimed that one of them in particular, it's basically like a tight beam to some sort of location on the shore.
Okay.
And you can figure out where it's pointed. You've got coordinates for it.
Okay.
You don't have satellite imagery of that place, but you know exactly where it's pointed. And what else do you figure out from that?
And these are just things I can't hear what's going on, but I know that they're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And the communication is regular, like so regular that it's you're convinced that it's some sort of check-in protocol. Like
okay.
If thing on the shore does not hear from the island within a certain amount of time, something happens.
Okay.
So
and I know where that spot on the shore is. Because I've been able to pinpoint it, but I have no imagery. Like we literally have to go there.
Yeah, you'd either have to go there or get another satellite to look at it.
Okay.
So but you know exactly where it is. Latitude and longitude, you know where it's pointed. And there is more information that you can get on the complication, but the big one is that they've got some sort of reinforcements on the shore.
Okay.
For sure. Other than that, there's given the nature of the island itself and what they are doing here, you do know, and again, this is obvious, but just from what you're picking up, this definitely verifies it. They have a lot of weapons on the island, and not just a lot of weapons, but like actual experimental weapons that they are testing. So some of those weapons might be, are almost certainly more powerful than the run-of-the-mill stuff you would run into.
Yeah, but we have a small gang.
You do. We have a John.
So, we have a John. All right.
I
Cool.
mean, how many Johns could they have? 3, 4.
One never knows.
One never knows.
Nah.
As far as I know, I was the only one that they put out. But I mean,
John 2.0, John 3.0,
John Jr.
John,
who does that?
John Jr.
Oh, God.
John, the John 1000.
That's it. You know the sequels are always worse. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right. They probably, I mean, come on, after whatever happened with me, they probably abandoned the gendarme line entirely, and they're on to other French words.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they have smart people who could figure out how to resolve flaws and
No, not at all.
improve matters.
None of that.
Just the one.
Yeah, they just they stopped after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, ironically, Infinity Logistics doesn't have stops at 1.
Yeah.
They just
That's it.
Infinity stops at 1.
That's right. That's their motto after all.
One of everything.
they're
Press 1.
yeah,
They got
That
a
works
lot
for
of
me.
one-take wonders.
Yes, that's it.
Oh my gosh,
It's an
yes.
infinite number of one only things.
Yeah.
they don't have infinite hubris. All their engineers know not to keep pushing the envelope.
Yeah, they're all really complacent. You know what?
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah,
I'm
We
good.
did it.
Enough.
we're good.
Why- why-
We're good.
why
Just
try
the
to do
one.
more?
That's how science works.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just gonna stop. I got a couple answers. I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
You don't need to
How
repeat
thing
this
going?
experiment.
Yeah, I think that's completely reasonable.
Absolutely.
No,
I mean,
no such thing as intellectual curiosity.
No,
Not
not
at
at
all.
all.
They don't believe in the scientific method.
Yeah,
They got rid of it years ago.
They've evolved past it.
that's right. Oh my God.
Scientific method was affecting their bottom line. They had to stop.
Yeah, totally. I mean, why? I mean, goodness.
They don't have products to sell. Oh, one of them.
That's right.
Yep.
So, I do have a question.
Okay.
But I don't know if this is going to involve strategery.
Let's
That
see.
we do. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. What is your question?
I'm sorry. Wait, am I interrupting? Are we in the middle of another thing that we need?
No,
to
you said
solve
you had a
first?
question.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is something that is better just figured out for the action for the next. I've forgotten what's the segment that comes after legwork. What's that called?
Action phase.
Action phase. Okay,
Yeah.
good. That is the phase. The thing I was wondering is if we could somehow take advantage of the fact that they know where I am.
Oh.
So that, like, to do something to distract them initially, like, and once, and we're still getting the thing where we're gonna block the
Sure.
the signal. But what if, like, I should ping from somewhere that they're going to be intensely worried about and try to move their resources there?
Right.
Hopefully something not on the island, but like something. But then of course we show up on the island.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out, see if it sticks. What if we bounce your signal to this place on the shore where they're communicating with?
That sounds great.
That sounds like an action phase thing, but yeah, you might want to keep that in your pocket.
Yeah.
Well, have we taken a look at the thing on the shore that they're communicating with yet?
We have not. I don't
Not
have
yet.
eyes on that yet. I can try. Find another satellite.
Wondering, how did we do this back before we had the satellites? Did we just go through their garbage? Is that how that worked?
If we went through the garbage,
Climb
maybe
a
had
telephone
those
pole
really
and-
big binoculars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretended to be
Right.
fishing, stuff like that. Yep.
Pretended
That's
to
it.
be fishing.
the equivalent. It's the
That
lake
was
equivalent of the
beautiful.
plumber van.
Yeah.
It is.
Go up a telephone pole, see if we can listen in on their calls, that kind of deal.
We joined the Busybody Society.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can make that work.
Yeah, I mean,
Fun, yeah.
want me
Yeah.
to steal another satellite?
How many do we get?
Well, I've got one.
I mean, you can attempt to get as many as you want.
Can one really have enough satellites? That's what I wonder.
So right now, as far as
How risky would that be? Actually, is more my
yeah.
question.
I mean, right now, as far as clocks go, you are in the Infinity. Infinity Logistics has heard vague rumors, meaning, again, they know something's up. However, if you move up to 2100, then they become aware that something is pointed at them. They become aware of an operation against them. Again, they don't have all the information, but it does mean that they. Oh, this is actually interesting. Okay, so the mechanical effect of the legwork clock moving up to 2100 means that the action clock begins at 1500, but your action clock is already at 1500.
Ooh.
So technically speaking, it would not make your situation any worse, but
So it wouldn't bump the action clock up to starting at 18. It would keep it
right.
at
It's not
15.
actually going to do that because it would. They are already that level of alerted, meaning that. Oh, and you can tell this because you've been listening to the chatter. The guards are they are on higher alert than they would normally be. It's not just regular patrols. Because of the other stuff that's happened, mechanically speaking, because two of you chose 3 cred, meaning you were already making noise out in the underworld. Because of that, they were already on higher alert.
So they got some word that like, hey, P.S. the stuff you pulled in Destiny, like people are looking for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So they are right now. They are concerned that someone might seek vengeance, but they don't know that anyone has figured out where they are.
And they certainly don't know it's us.
They definitely don't know that yet. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's several levels later. If they actually not even I will tell you that it's if you hit 2300, they know who you are.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's that's quite literally the 11th hour.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's and I will say, mechanically speaking, it's a ways off, and you've got some. But if you do legwork things that advance the legwork clock, which again is possible, low rolls and different things like that, the 2100 won't actually do anything bad, but it does put you one step away from 2200, and that one will.
Okay.
So just let you know what the to help with the risk assessment, I'll throw it all out there.
Okay, so here's a question. The place on the shore, is it like, can we drive by it?
You could
can we
drive
just do this
near
old school? Like,
Yeah.
I just want to like maybe just drive by, or float by, sail
Or whatever.
by, whatever, by it, and just like pull the whole pretend we're fishing. Like before we go and try and steal another satellite.
You could.
Maybe try this old school. Just a thought.
It's entirely you could do that.
Can we just
I could
pick up a fishing pole before we try to steal another satellite?
Yeah, like let's maybe get on a boat and steal satellite number 2 is plan B.
Fair enough. All right.
I obviously will not be going on this because, again, don't want to get too close.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty fair point.
Yeah.
Else we'll go fishing. If we've returned by this point, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. I think John might literally be back in the city waiting for the thing to show up.
Yeah.
Which is the other reason you wouldn't be with them. So
Yeah.
you've got combined reasons. Okay, so Mouse is fishing. Is anyone with Mouse, or is it just Mouse?
This is a solo trip.
Mouse is just embodying
That's
fishing.
Like, Mouse is gonna
Zombie
be
cat.
Yeah.
I'll say it like little old man fishing.
Yep. Oh, I love that.
Just fishing pole.
Get some walleye.
Changed your. I was gonna say, I mean, there's a lot of there's literally a lot of good fishing in Lake Michigan. Although in this particular future, some of them might have 3 eyes or something. But
yeah, they might glow.
Yeah.
Like Mouse is definitely not good at fishing. Like Mouse is good at a lot of things. Like and like it's definitely frustrating. Mouse like it's not important. You're just getting intel. But Mouse is like.
Like I see Mouse as being this close to installing that skill wire. Yeah. Just like the Bassmaster 3000.
It's like I have these 2 skill wires. I can use them for so many things, but I need to know how to fish. It's already come up twice.
It has. It actually has. This is a surprisingly common ploy with your surveillance.
Handy. So yeah, Mouse is mostly watching though.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, fair enough.
Valkyrie
I mean,
Valkyrie would have pointed out like just the exact spot on the shore where this communication is going.
You can make that work.
And from, yeah.
And yeah, tell you what, let's do an assess roll for that one. You won't get any pluses on this. It's just going to be a regular roll edge roll.
Okay, so regular roll edge. Regular roll edge.
All right, let's get over here.
Nice.
Oh, that'll do. Okay, so you get 3 hold, and again, you're back to 3 questions. So first, let me tell you what you see, and then I think we still have the list. Yeah, the list is still visible on chat. So, just like the other times, you don't have to ask all of them now. You can hold some later. But this is specifically about the thing on shore. 2 things have happened. Because you did not get a low roll, as far as you can tell, they think you're a fisher person. They actually, specifically, little old man, you are selling it. And you've got okay, they've got spots 2 man, there is a word for this, but I don't know what it is. You know those enclosed boat docks? It's like I think of it as a boat garage. Yeah. It's literally a thing that something the size of a mid-sized speedboat would fit in. From here, you don't see any boats coming in or out of them, but you know they've got 2 pretty big things that boats live in and then probably come out of if they get that signal. So right now you're sure of that. You know that they are positioned right on the shore in order to respond on the water if they need to. You can also, through the trees, pick out some definitely permanent buildings. This isn't some kind of campsite or anything like that. They've got definite at least 2 buildings that you can see even from this distance on your boat. So do you want to do any questions now, or do you want to hold them till later?
I don't. Is there anything specific we want to know since I'm out here?
I think I would say definitely where can we gain the most advantage with this, at least as one question.
Yes, so that.
Okay.
Maybe what do we notice despite them trying to conceal it, and then I don't know what to do with the third.
Yeah,
the biggest advantage that they have right now is that continuous ping from the island. So gaining the most advantage would be, actually, I was going to say cutting that off, but that would actually alert them. To gain the most advantage, what you would need to do is convince them that everything's all right, even if it's not. And that would keep them from deploying. Because the island is not visible from the shore here. So that island could be on fire and you wouldn't be able to see it from this spot.
Gotcha.
And then do we want to know what we see despite an effort to conceal it and maybe what's vulnerable, or? I don't know.
Either of those are fine.
Yeah, if you want to do both of those, let's see.
Yeah.
What's vulnerable is the easiest one. They are most vulnerable. Actually, they're most vulnerable at those boathouses.
Okay.
Because if you kept that from happening, they would have no way to respond to the island. No quick way. Except for the thing that they are attempting to conceal, which is a helipad.
Bill's eyes just light up.
Right now, from here, you don't. You've been around Bill long enough. You know a helipad when you see it, even through the woods. Right now, it does not have a helicopter on it.
Which likely means there's a helicopter somewhere else.
And keep in mind, in the future, if you act on any of this information, you will get +1 forward. Which basically means anything you do to that shore installation, you're going to get +1 forward. You have 3 different +1 forwards that you can use on that shore installation. I'll make a note too, since we're definitely going to do action phase next week. So I'll get that on here. Whoops.
Okay. So we have a lot of information. I'm not really sure what to do with it all. Which
So basically,
is a
the place they were
2020 mood.
The place that they were I know, right? The place they were communicating with was a helipad then, yeah? If I
It has a helipad.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
it has a helipad,
itself, but
at
they've
least
got
2
one.
buildings, and then two
Boathouses.
boathouses.
Are there
Okay.
boats in the boathouses right now?
Doors are closed. You can't tell.
Okay.
So I mean that could just be their.
There's they're doing some kind of
Transfer
regular
site.
check-in protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, John, I mean, you can tell just from the way it's been described. You don't even have to be on site for this. You can tell that its chief purpose is to provide reinforcements in case bad things happen at the island.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's also a place, like you said, for further patrols or whatever, if they need to do that.
It's their reinforcement hub. Still. Which is interesting.
Yeah, whoever put this together is pretty good at it, as far as trying to protect whatever's in that big building.
Have we done any general research just on? I'm sure we have.
Actually, not really.
On the company, just on.
Not really. And
we haven't.
No, not
We should
not.
probably do some.
Yeah, there's a move for that. If you want to do it.
Wait.
Just the
It's,
straight research.
Yeah, it's a mind roll.
I should not do that.
Also, I like the idea of John like in a library for some reason. I don't know.
I will go to the library and I will look this up. I mean, I've got a mind of 0, but at the same time, that's in and of itself a statement.
I mean, we should. I kind of get a feeling that based on the tortoise info and then the fact that they have an experimental weapons range in the middle of Lake Michigan, that they're pretty shady security group.
Exactly.
Especially as they came after John.
So I'll tell you, the way that the research move works is different from assess. On research, you pick a question from the list first, and then you make the roll. And then it's a mind roll. And in this case, it won't be any pluses on this. So if you get a 10 or up, you take intel, which you can use again free form later as you need, and then you get to ask a follow-up question from the same list. If you get a 7 to 9, you take intel, and I answer your question, but you don't get the follow-ups. If you get a 6 or lower, I still answer your question, but then I get to make a move against you. So no matter what happens, you're going to get that question answered. It's just you might attract some bad attention.
It occurs to me that one of the things that companies like this worry the most about is one of these things is actually a little bit petty. It's things that people know about them that everyone knows about them that they shouldn't.
Right.
So like, if you're even to find out things that got leaked or things that showed up in news broadcasts or news stories, things like that might give us a handle to play with in some other way if we need to distract them.
Fair point. You just have to poke around in the right place, with the right mindset. Good point.
Yeah. Obviously, John. This is not John saying this because he does not possess this level of sophistication, but this would probably occur to you.
he does, but only when it comes to blowing things up and yeah. So that's just not his. Literally, not the way he thinks.
Not his wheelhouse.
No.
This is a message from the alternate reality version of Jim, who chose to play the reporter instead of the instead of the killer.
Yeah, I mean Valkyrie will roll that.
You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a straight mind roll, and before you do that, though, I need to get the list of questions up there. So let's get that in, because you have to pick one of these questions to ask first.
Okay.
And let me get that. Okay, it is in chat now.
We're gonna find how secure. Well, I think I'm pretty sure how secure this building is.
Yeah.
And I know who owned or employed it. Okay. I want to. I know this probably is not why we decided to do this, but I would very much like to know what is the relationship between John and Infinity.
Oh wow. Okay. That'll take some digging, but if you here's the thing: you're going to get the answer no matter what.
Right.
So it also like other things. Yeah, you might get some extra stuff. There might be it might send up literal red flags. Make your mind roll and let's see what happens.
8.
That'll do. Okay, so that means I just straight up answer the question. You don't get a follow up.
Right.
Okay. But first also you get intel. So let me add that to the list. So let me get over here. So now you have 2 intel for this mission. And let me get that on here before I forget that I said that. Okay. And then I have saved it. So now you have 2 intel. And the gear turned into the big drone. So now the relationship between Infinity and John. Okay. I've got to figure out, the good news is this doesn't have to be restricted to publicly available information.
Right.
You're basically combining dossiers that you've been able to pull up, different databases, and other things that are out there, and kind of piecing it together. So yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's think about this. Yeah, you've got. Okay, you're able to, because of the way that you ask the question, you actually get a little more information even than that, because you have to put some history together to get it in there. So Infinity Logistics started off literally as just a shipping company. as the world began to change and as they began to do some more sensitive jobs, just transporting things for different people, they began to provide protection for their own transport. And so then they pivoted to being known for the company that could send really well guarded deliveries anywhere you needed it to go. And then they started, like a lot of other companies do, they started developing their own weapons and their own defense systems and all of that. And that's when they pissed off Tortoise, because they had an agreement. They had a deal with Tortoise that Tortoise would supply them with the weapons. They would get them at a bulk discount. And then someone at Infinity decided what they wanted to do was start making their own. And Tortoise really hated that. Project Myrmidon was a joint effort between Tortoise and Infinity many years ago, over 10 years ago, possibly closer to 15. And when Tortoise and Infinity officially broke their agreement, and each one has a different definition, talks about it in different ways. Infinity says, we just moved in a different direction, whereas Tortoise continues to say that they actually broke their contract. And when that happened, Project Myrmidon became entirely encompassed within Infinity. However,
so it was originally, sorry, my cats were like
yes,
doing a massive.
That's fine.
Oh
God. Okay.
That's like what all the face is happening right now, because it's like it's traveling around the apartment. So so Project Myrmidon was originally like a shared project.
That's exactly right.
Infinity broke their contract, moved in a different direction, whatever, and then Myrmidon moved entirely to Infinity. Tortoise no longer has any control over it.
That's exactly right. However, some of the assets from Project Myrmidon were moved to Tortoise, and John is one of those assets.
Okay. Cool.
I think that's everything you're able to pull.
Terrifying, awful, but cool.
But informational. Also, those assets, the assets that went to Tortoise were what became the Gendarme project.
Okay. Super. I'm gonna go feed my cats before they bust a hole in the wall.
Sounds like a good plan.
So
good luck. Godspeed.
Dangerous cats. Okay, that's a lot to take in.
Ta-da! I like to think while all this is happening, Mouse has like been fishing, and like Valkyrie's like, oh, and they did this thing, and they did this thing, and Mouse is like,
I think I'm getting pretty good at this.
Like Mouse has like suddenly like really gotten like decently proficient at fishing. Like there's several like fish just hanging out in this boat. Mouse does not know what to do with these fish. Mouse is not. There's no plan. There
Bunch
is
of
no
them just
like,
stuck in the boat.
like release them. Mouse, I have the fish. I don't know what to do. I've not gotten the second part yet, so I don't know what to do with them now. I just have these fish.
Oh my god.
It's like when you start playing one of those mobile games and then 2 hours have gone by. except in this case, you're fishing. It's just
It's that
Just
that
fishing.
most difficult part of Stardew Valley to succeed at.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
Do not
year
get me
one
started.
fishing, man.
Oh yeah.
That's rough.
Here's this feeling that's like just sort of a. Wait, I mean, you rolled so well. You probably did catch plenty of fish. No, it's one of those things where I feel like John occasionally will come and just sort of ask, "Oh yes, no, if you want to keep them, they're you can clean them by. You have to clean the fish by there's a paring knife.
Step
Sort of,
2. I know
there's a
you've
knife
got the
that's
fish.
involved. There's a special kind of knife. That, for some reason, John knows a lot about fishing. We're not sure why.
He definitely does.
It's like just he doesn't know how he remembers it, but he remembers how it works.
It's just one of those skills that they put in there, like to like make him interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Give him
it.
The sim
personality.
skill.
Maybe.
Can
that you
fish.
give.
That's exactly it.
And I keep imagining that might be like one of the few things though that actually carried over from his life before, like he knew.
I'm just picturing like this like children's book, like this cyborg can fish.
This will be useful at some point.
This is
Yeah.
John. John is a cyborg. John likes to fish.
Oh god.
I'm
Here's
sorry.
I mean, sometimes it's important to. I don't know if they were going to.
It's
if they were
important to
going
have hobbies.
Yeah,
You know?
if they were going for that, maybe they were going to build a model that they were going to send out on the crab boats or something. I don't know, because that's dangerous
Deadly
enough.
as
that-
catch, but with cyborgs.
yeah,
Yes.
be a lot less deadly, and then you get exciting montages of them, the sharks leaping up and them punching them in the face.
Yes.
I want cyberpunk TV.
I
That
do
should
too.
just be
Oh
a
my
thing.
god. Sounds
should.
so
It's just
amazing.
a whole other game. I want
need
that,
that.
one.
Oh, and you know,
Cool.
Raven is already televising the shark punching. They've
Oh,
got.
Yeah.
for sure.
There should be something like that, shouldn't there? That's a thought.
I think it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be something where it's like the reality TV RPG that you can just.
Becky and Alan are watching it right now. Valkyrie just keeps getting text updates. There's some like tournament happening.
Sorry, we couldn't help you, but the shark punching is going great.
Why am I friends with you
Poor
too?
sharks.
That checks out. All right. Anybody have any other legwork stuff? You've got a lot of information actually for these.
We didn't mess around this time.
Man, no kidding. You were
No, we did not.
you were laser focused. Not only did you pull a bunch of information, you got a drone. So,
I totally forgot.
I forgot we had a drone.
I don't think Bill has forgotten you have a drone. Bill will not
No.
forget about that.
I'm so excited to see what happens with the drone. I can't even
will
say.
remember that.
Bill's gonna have to flip that Carmageddon switch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that idea. Is Bill actually has Bill been spending his time modding the drone?
Yeah, I mean he kind of personalized it, so
Yeah,
it's
good. Okay.
It does look kind of like Bullet Bill from Mario.
I love it. That is what I wanted to hear. I'm glad. Okay, good.
I can't
All right.
think of anything else as far as on my end as far as things like this go. It's weird because this thank you for the bits. Thanks very much. I can't think of anything else because it's like this job. It's interesting. This is different from the previous jobs just because it's not as it's very kind of it's very open ended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not a
in terms of
specific
what,
thing.
What is success, right? So I can't really think of anything else.
Right. Although one of your assess rolls answered that definitively, so that helped.
I mean, I think we've got a lot of info.
You really
we don't
do.
We don't really have a plan, but we have a lot of information.
Right. So let's see. Just to recap before we wrap this up, then you have 2 intel that are free floating that you can use at any point during the action phase to give yourselves a +1, or to give one character a +1 on a roll. And you could just state, I learned this thing, and because I learned this thing, I get a bonus on this action. You've also got 3 +1 forwards for the shore facility. And you've got multiple +1 forwards on the island for different reasons. So between now and then, I'll make sure I have that number, because really what it boils down to is when you're acting on specific information, you will get bonuses on it. So we can kind of keep it in, what's easiest for me anyway, is to sort of keep it in different groups. Like anything you could conceivably have learned from, in John, in your case, anything that you would have learned from your view of the satellite information. Same goes for Bill when you were looking at mostly aerial attack. So anything that you similarly learned from doing that. So just remember that, and you'll get +1s when you're acting on those bits of information. And then Valkyrie, you also got a whole bunch of information when you did the assess on your on the chatter. So you've got at least 3 for that, because you got a really good roll on that one.
And just I have a mechanical question.
Yeah.
Can we stack forward from that?
No? Oh, that's a very good question. Generally, no, but
okay.
I could think of some circumstances. I could think of some circumstances where that would work. Generally, you get like 1 +1 forward at a time from stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I mean, I don't see why, if you really wanted to burn, say, 2 of them on a thing, you'd still be using them. Okay. You just have to come up with a reason that, that your earlier assess has given you that much more information on the thing, if you see what I mean. Okay. So if you could make it work fictionally, which is not that hard to do given the focus of this, sure, you could. I would allow you to use 1 or 2 for that.
Just curious.
And so yeah, I'm going to go through and also try to keep things compartmentalized, just as far as when you get in there, what you get +1 for. But the thing is, all of this is fairly well intertwined. So strictly speaking, I think each of you ended up with at least with exactly 3 +1 forward on the island, except for Mouse, whereas yours is focused on that shore installation.
Just one spot.
Yeah. So, but you also got 3 for that. So really, I don't know that we need to be too specific about it. But in my opinion, it's a lot more fun when you come up with a fictional reason for it. So you're just like, yeah, no problem. When I was doing the thing, I spotted this. I'm going to use my +1 forward for that. And I'll reiterate this in the Discord. I just wanted to make sure we kind of all knew kind of where you were. You're going to get a bunch of bonuses. That's really what it boils down to, which is kind of nice.
Sweet.
And that's all I have. Does anyone else have anything?
No, campsite looks real cute, y'all.
It is adorable.
It's super cute. I mean, it's aesthetic. It's very goth aesthetic, but like goth cute, I guess. There's like fairy lights. There's a nice fire, like matching furniture. Yeah, it's the tent. Like it's super comfy, like air mattress situation in there. We're good.
I just can't wait to break things. I'm so excited.
It'd be awesome.
Ready.
I know Mouse gets to be a ninja this time.
Yes.
Mouse is just like so used to like being like, oh, I gotta talk to these people. Mouse is so ready to not have to like do with like talk to people and like Mouse, like every single time, like I always say Mouse has had a bag because Mouse is probably usually because like Mouse technically has like a little handgun. It's like is always ready to fight, but Mouse has never had to use it.
It's because Mouse is too good at the other thing.
Yeah.
Too good at talking to people, so I'm always ready. Ready to fight.
Awesome. Okay. So is that? Are we there?
That's everything I got.
We're good.
Awesome. Okay, I'm very much looking forward to this. I want to see what happens next week. This is going to be a lot of fun, and also quite possibly very 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 terrifying and dramatic. But I am looking forward to that as well, and we'll kind of see what happens. But we're going to go ahead then, and we're going to do our outros. So that we can then do that thing called sleeping. I've heard of that. I'm willing to give it a try sometime in the future. But we'll go ahead and go around. Feel free to say any final thoughts you had about this episode and anywhere folks can find you and what have you. And we will start with our MC Brian.
Yep, I'm Brian. Veclam on most of the things. Veclam23 on the other things, including here on Twitch. But I don't stream on my own Twitch channel. I have a Twitch account so I can hang out at on Jim's place. This has been one of my favorite sessions, and all of our sessions have been my favorite sessions. But one of the reasons that I like this one, and Jim, you mentioned it before, is that the mission is more open-ended. So the legwork phase took a different tone, which I actually really liked. And all of you kept me on my toes as far as having to provide you with all of that information and come up with new things. So just with the questions that you asked and the things that you did, the world building has already increased, and we have new stuff and new parts of the story. So thanks for that. And I am also really looking forward to seeing what happens next week.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, and I think my favorite part of this week was the fishing. I always enjoy the fishing, but it was very cool. And I do like this. Every one of our missions has been very different, and I really appreciate that. I really like that. But let us go ahead and move on to Beans.
I'd like to do a quick shout out to my mom. Truly the hidden star. She didn't even know.
That was outstanding.
That was amazing.
Truly making her Twitch debut today.
she has at least one new fan.
Yes. She's like, I was like, I enjoyed it. She had no idea what was happening. So shout out to her. But I'm Beans. You can find me at Wizards and Beans on Twitter. I have something to promote for once. So there's this really great group of people called Sofa Shakespeare. They've been doing it's run by this woman named Julia. They've been doing Shakespeare plays for the last few months since quarantine started, and they are on their 7th
play,
Much to Do About Nothing, which I am a part of. I am
nice.
Free Scene 3, featuring some of my stuffed animals. If you would like to hear
awesome.
Shakespeare, some guards featuring a T-Rex, a Triceratops, a bunny, and an elephant. That should be coming soon. You can check it on Sofa Shakespeare on Facebook and their website, Sofa Shakespeare, with a full play, as well as their YouTube channel.
That's amazing.
They're really cool people. You should check it out.
Very cool. Could you give us? You can go ahead and put the link in there if you want to do that, because that would be very cool. Yeah, very interested in. Very curious to see that. That's awesome. And whilst that's going on, let us head over to Sara.
Hi, I'm Sara. Played Valkyrie. Find me on Twitter at Earthlight Phoenix. Phoenix with no vowels in it. Vowels is a whole other human. You can find me Saturday. I think it's 1:30. Time zones are confusing me a little bit. On Dice Priority, I'm going to be in their community theater upcoming on Saturday. We're playing some really out there, chaotic, like action movie type RPG. And then because I make really good life choices about scheduling, I'm going to be continuing my Bubble Gumshoe campaign on Welcome to the Party, also on Saturday, like an hour later at 8 p.m. On Saturday. So come check that out. And then I'm actually on the next 2 episodes of Welcome to the Party side quests, playing Pathfinder this Monday, and then I'm running a game of Queer Heist Crew the following Monday, where everybody is very queer and steals stuff. So
I'm in.
That'll be great. We're looking for we still need players, so join, hang out, go steal things from people and have fun. But yeah, that's where you can find me, I'm usually on Twitter, like talking about Animal Crossing at the moment and live blogging my weird downstairs neighbors. So that's me.
I feel you. I feel you. Very much same it has been lately. With those who live downstairs.
Yep.
And now finally over to Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Shout out to Bean's mom for for that awesome cameo. It felt like the spirit of Phyllis was with us. Yeah. I was trying so hard not to just completely be audible in my laughing, but when the light went off, I was just like, that's great. That is awesome. But this was a really good session. I think that starting to really hit our stride. So really happy to see what kind of messes end up happening next week when we when the rubber meets the road. So great. Let's see. I've got only one stream coming up. That's this Saturday. This channel at 8 p.m. Eastern for Invisible Sun, where we're on a train. We're still on a train, and we've got stuff to do.
It's a weird train too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So much. There's so much train. But these things happen. Awesome. Back to me then. I'm Jim. I am Other Doc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some of my fiction and games I've been working on, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. As previously mentioned, next time you'll see stuff on this channel will be Saturday night for Invisible Sun, The Edge of Paradox. On Sundays, I do one-shots in the afternoon. This Sunday, the one-shot will be Paranoia. We are assembling the team, and we will see how this goes. Very, very curious to see how this is going to go. Normally Sunday nights we do Dark Matter, but it's not going to be on this Sunday. But perhaps the Sunday after. We shall see how things go. Then on... Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me check something on the calendar, because I am suddenly remembering a thing that may in fact be happening. No! Okay. We'll be back. We'll get back to that and figure it out. I was trying to remember if we scheduled another Dark Matter session at some point, like on Friday or something, and I'm trying to remember, and it's bleeding out of my brain. And so...
My bad. We did schedule one for tomorrow.
It is for tomorrow. Okay. That's like,
I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, it didn't make it onto my calendar, and so I was like, wait a minute. So tomorrow night we have Dark Matter. We're going to try to keep going on that. We've been having technical difficulties, unfortunately, but we're going to see if we can get it working. So I think that's going to be at the usual time. I think that's going to be at like 7ish. So we're gonna take a stab at that tomorrow. So that's happening. Then of course, as I said, Saturday Invisible Sun, Sunday Paranoia, then on Monday night I'm going to be over on Salty Sweet Games playing in Strange Invasion: Assault on the Barrier Peaks, and then on Thursday, 1 week from today, that after. Oh hey, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it very much. On Thursday, 1 week from today, I'll be back over that afternoon on Encounter Roleplay, running Deadlands Noir, Dreams of Dust. Things are going to be heating up pretty soon. They fought a monster today, and so we're going to see if they what some of the fallout from that is going to be. Then of course that evening, 1 week from tonight, more of this, and we're going to go and We're gonna go mess up an island that can't possibly have been working on more models of me.
Yeah.
Since then, who knows?
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst? Absolutely, that can happen. I feel as though we're gonna find out. So that's gonna be fun. So tune in for that. Sign-ups right now I have just opened for a one-shot that I'm going to be doing in June. It's actually going to be close to mid-June, and that is going to be Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. It is a thing that is somewhat the spiritual successor to, it's going to be somewhat the spiritual successor to the Amber Diceless RPG. I've been wanting to try it out for quite a while, and I'm going to try to force myself to take the time and actually look through the thing, and actually get it going, to see if we can do a one shot. Hopefully, I'll be able to, and so that I just put the sign up form there on the site, so it is now open, and so folks can go sign up for that if they so desire. If you want to sign up for things, go down and click on RPG sign up, or go to gymyesthatgym.com and click on game sign up. As always, beginners are welcome. So, when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid somewhere. Where am I going to send a raid? I'm going to send a raid. I think we will send it over to... I'll send it over to Welcome to the Party, I think, probably. They're doing... What are they doing? Hyperdrive.
It's the airlock game, I think,
nice.
right now.
Yeah. So if anyone is interested in that, we're going to go ahead and check them out. Feel free to hang on and say hi to them with us. That, again, will be when we hit the end card.
Cool.
In the meantime, folks, take care. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Farewell.